Todd.
Sometimes fraud gives you movement. It sounded like it moved.
Hahn.
You heard a squish?
And Rosenberg.
Shake gently to assure complete activation. Hello.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Todd, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
Let's get going. It's a big day.
Here we go.
Wait, now we're up. Okay. It's his first day. Give him a break. It's his first.
Turn it up, Don.
Who's first day?
It's his first day. Give him a break.
Who's first day?
It's first day of the rest of his life.
Try it again. One more time. Ready?
No, that's it.
Can't do it?
It was in the moment. Now it's over.
You know,
It's 3:02 in the big city.
It was 3:01 when it was supposed to be 3:01.
That was a good minute.
3:02 in the greatest city in the world? No.
We lost him. We lost Todd till 6 o'clock.
It's just...
We lost him till 6.
Wait. After the day you had yesterday...
Hot out of a cannon.
Where he's absolutely out of a cannon. And you had one of your epic rants that apparently is doing really well on social media.
I just wanted to get started.
We're here.
Let's get it started
Like a
in
false
here.
start. Like I'm the swimmer that fell in the pool.
No,
before
you know
they
you
blew the
are?
horn.
You're the Jets. You're the Jets.
Well, I wanted to bring this up, and I don't mean... no, I do. Well, why sugarcoat?
Don't.
All right?
We don't like sugar.
This is the varsity show. This is the varsity show.
That's
Now,
right.
now
I agree.
we're talking about the team that deserves to be talked about. This is the varsity now. All the little JV shenanigans. Oh, the Giants think they have a quarterback. Yay. Oh, the Jets, 13 penalties. Oh, they can't. Fumbles. Ridiculous. Yay. Mets, 21 games over, 4 games over, no playoffs. All right, JV's over. Get off the field. Now the varsity comes. Now the varsity is taking the field. Now go sit down and cheer on the varsity because now it's the Yankee baseball time. And I'm no Yankee fan, but you know what? I can see. I can smell. All my senses still work. And this is a team worth talking about. This is the varsity. This is the step up. So we play our little reindeer games. We bat the bunny around to see if anybody can bat the bunny. And now the lion comes in and says, all right, now it's time to play ball. And that's what today is.
Let's
Yankees
get
are.
it is what you're saying.
Yankees are playing.
It's
all right?
It's man time.
Now, they're a wild card team, but they have the same record as the team that won the division.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
And the same record they had last year, and they went all the way to Game 5 of the World Series. I don't know if this team's winning a championship, but I will say it, and you can come at me. Come at me, bros. My bros with me in the studio, Alan and Peter, and all of you out there in the listening audience at
Come at me, my bros.
1-800-919-3776. The winner of this series is going to the World Series representing the American League.
Hear that?
And I believe the Yankees are going to be that team because of how hot they got. Now, I'm not in love with this lineup, and we'll dive into that. I don't like straying from your regulars for matchups. I don't care for that, but I'm going to be undaunted in my belief that the Yankees are going to take care of business and are going to go back to the World Series. And you had a point where you want to break it down even more definitive. You want to break it down to just today.
Yeah. I'm looking at tonight. The winner of tonight wins the series because it's Fried and Crochet, right?
That's it.
And trust factor to me is tonight. I trust Fried. And you have to put him against Crochet. Crochet is making his 5th start against the Yankees. In previous 4 starts, the Red Sox have won all games. Right? He's 3-0. He got the decision in the last 3. He has been excellent. But the Yankees, when they face, because he's making his playoff debut, the Yankees, when facing a pitcher making his playoff debut, the last 5 times, they've won all 5 games.
Right.
Something's got to give. Crochet has owned the Yankees, but the Yankees usually own you when you're making your playoff debut. So what kind – like, you had to see the stuff that Crochet was saying. They have been dressing casually when it comes to travel. You know what he did on the flight to New York?
What's that?
Business casual, because he's serious. He wants to be locked in. This is very important.
Well,
does it feel like he said, I always want to be the guy that gets the ball for game 1. I wanted to be that guy. He's thinking about it. Now, it could have him fired up or it could mess with him a little bit. So I'm really curious to see the starting pitching tonight, but there's also a bit of a Deadpool we should be doing in this series. Because one of these teams is going to have a pitcher that doesn't have it, and it's going to cost their team the series. Who's it going to be? Of the list of pitchers on both teams, who's it going to be?
Yeah, it's going to be somebody out of the
bullpen. Because it's such a when you play a best of 7, the better team generally wins because it's, the attrition of a 7-game series, it usually filters out the right way. But a best of 3, it could be over in a snap, and all it was one bad inning by one pitcher. That's all it could be.
That's all it takes. And that's why I kind of disagree with you.
Why?
About it all being about tonight and it being about who the starting pitchers are. I've seen it my whole life when it's come to postseason baseball, and especially recent postseason baseball.
Mm-hmm.
These managers are hot.
Excuse me?
To go to their bullpen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, almost like trying to find a vein. I mean, they want to mainline the bullpen. So you sit there, and it's the 6th inning, and you're like, okay, Fried and Crochet are out. Now it's a battle of the bullpens. It's a 1-1 tie, top 7. Now it's a battle of the bullpens. And it didn't matter. And then we'll come and we'll analyze tomorrow the result of the game, and everything we'll talk about is what happened after the 7th inning. Because it's all about the bullpens.
It's true.
So, yeah, listen, one of them can just, Fried or Crochet could be awful, and we'll go back and how they gave them no chance to win. But these guys can both pitch lights out. Both of these organizations got these pitchers for this moment, especially the Yankees. I mean, they got Max Fried because they knew they weren't going to have Cole.
Well, they already had. They got Max Fried first.
But they had to know that Cole.
You really believe
I don't
that
think they were shocked
Fried
by that.
This contract because
I think they would have done it
something
anyway.
was up with Cole.
No, they probably would have done it anyway.
Yep.
But
Okay.
you don't. I don't.
No,
I think they knew that there was an issue. But let's say they didn't. Okay, you still get Fried. Fried would be pitching game 2. You'd have Cole. You'd have Fried. Right. But you got this guy. He's one of the best pitchers in the American League. Might win the Cy Young in the American League. Pitching game 1 of the postseason. Obviously, game 1 of the series. He's built for this moment, right? 19-game winner. Crochet's an 18-game winner.
Yep.
Both can't win.
They're 2 of the best.
But they both can't win.
Right.
All right? Maybe one of them stinks and the other one's great. Maybe they both stink. Maybe they're both great. Point is mark my words, we're going to go into the final 9 outs of this game, and that is where the win or loss is going to lie. So once they've put these guys to bed, that's when it's on. Listen, everybody loves the fact maybe you put up a 5 spot in the first inning and that's where the game's won. But usually when you're talking about a couple of aces, back in the day, we would talk about those aces pitching into the 8th, the 9th, maybe even the 10th inning.
Like Skubal's doing now.
Right.
12
like
strikeouts into the 7th. Where is he, in the 7th now?
It's pretty incredible.
He's dealing.
He's dealing.
And they needed that desperately.
But you know as well as I do that these games are usually decided in the bullpen. So when you're talking about who's going to spit the bid, who's going to be the guy that's going to give it up, it's going to be somebody coming out of the bullpen.
Now, how about just closer? Because it's Aroldis Chapman. Think about the drama there. Aroldis Chapman on the mound at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
And can you get him to give you that little blank-eating grin because somebody just knocked one out of the park to win the game? Remember that time when that happened against the Astros and he had that grin?
Yeah.
As a Yankee fan, you hated seeing it. But now you want to see if you can make him do it on for you.
But that grin
because
was
it's
for
Bednar.
all...
Bednar's been good. No, I know there was more to that. But I'm just saying, that grin at that moment was like, what is he grinning about? But it's Bednar who's been good. He's kind of given you a bit of a bulldog thing lately, which feels like he's grown into his pinstripes, right? And then there's Chapman, and you want to see what happens there. Weaver. Is Devin Williams going to come in the game in the 7th inning?
Last time he pitched in the postseason
or the 8th
was
inning,
the Alonso home run.
Right.
And Bednar hasn't pitched in the postseason.
No.
So as good as he's been, there's going to be, all right, is he going to be able to handle the spotlight? Because I defy you to tell me another place, and I haven't been to all of them, but I've been to a lot of them, and Peter's been to a lot of them, and you've been to a lot of them. Basketball, hockey, football, baseball, where it hits completely different in the postseason. Yankee Stadium is always electric. It's always pretty much full. But as Bill McNulty, Bill Daughtry used to say, when they put the bunting up, it's a different world.
I used to love that phrase.
Right?
He would say that.
They put the bunting up.
Different.
And
it is true. It feels
there's a magic to postseason
even the
baseball
new building,
at Yankee
Donnie.
Stadium.
Even the new building.
It might not be as good, but it's still different.
No, it's still different.
Still different. Yeah.
The roll call will be louder. Everything will hit different today.
It just and I give the Yankee fans credit for that. But sometimes it works to the disadvantage of the Yankees when you're not used to that. So it's still the postseason. So will his knees be knocking? Because Chapman's knees are going to be knocking. We've seen that. We've seen that in regular season games with the Yankees. We've also seen some good from them, too. But will it be the closers? Will it be somebody in the bullpen? Will it be these two pitchers?
Well, who do you trust more? Like, again, starting pitching-wise tonight, you trust both guys, right? They're two of the best in the best in the league, two of the highest. Their rankings are 1, 2, 3, 4 in all the different major categories. But it like you said, is which pitcher gets knocked out first, and then which bullpen? What do you trust? So give me your Deadpool. If I gave you the names, Devin Williams, Fernando Cruz, right? Doval, Bednar, Weaver. That's on the Yankees side. Well, I mentioned Chapman already, right? Whitlock, Slayton, Kelly, Weiser. Who's in your Deadpool of the guy that you know?
Yeah, well,
like he's the one.
Well, Chapman
he's
would be
coming
in
in and he's just going to get rocked.
Because that would be something, him coming into Yankee Stadium in the postseason to try to get the Yankees out in front of 50,000 screaming fans. That's the guy I'd be very curious
He's
to
going to
see
be throwing
how he responds to
101
that.
miles an hour. You
Right.
know that.
That's right, but it may not be for a strike.
No,
or it
you're
might be right down the middle,
wild pitch, which we saw, wild pitch.
Or just a really juicy fastball, because if you pitch it straight, these guys
and Stanton, if he's
they'll
up.
hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Stanton will hit it 600 feet.
And the Judge factor too. There's one more thing that I'll add to the anxiety, the excitement, all this stuff, the anticipation for tonight's game. Is Judge has had another MVP level season. Whether he wins it or not is up to the arbitrators, right? But in the end, he still had one of the great seasons in the history of baseball. And so he's done it again in the regular season. It's time. This needs to be a Judge October. It's time.
No, it is time.
And now he's had really, believe it or not, his numbers in the Wildcard series that he has played in are his OPS is the best in the sport in the Wildcard round. So it's not here that he struggles. It's the next two rounds where his numbers plummet.
Right.
So I would expect carryover, and I would expect that Judge, who actually does hit well against Crochet, I would expect Judge is going to have a good series.
Does it remind me, while he's been okay in the first round?
Well, he hasn't been okay. His numbers, like I said.
I was trying to remember, like last year, did he start well out of the gate?
His OPS in wildcard rounds in his career is 1.217, which is the highest of any player ever.
So last year there was no wildcard round. Year before they weren't there. So it's been a few years now since there was a wildcard round.
But he's still proven he's up.
The point I'm trying to make is
it's the next two rounds where it just drops off.
I just wonder, though, whether tonight we could feel something immediately that would be tangible to make us believe, oh, no.
Yeah.
This isn't the...
You know what he does? Takes Crochet deep.
It would be...
First at bat.
Out of the gate.
Here you go.
Can you imagine what that building will be like if out of the gate Judge is balling out?
Just
By the way,
set the tone.
Alan, even if it's a solid, clean base knock to start the game out,
Oh,
people
sure.
will go, oh,
yeah,
you got to get...
Need him locked in.
And on the flip side of that, if it's just a rough day where he looks a little bit lost, dumb strikeouts, it'll feel the exact opposite.
Well, keep in mind, again, he's going to throw a ton of fastballs, right? But they're not going to let him hit anything. That's the thing with Judge. Cora is going to make sure to give Judge nothing to hit. But in the last series at Fenway, they were trying the same thing, and he hit the hell out of the ball.
Now, the breakdown is this. Now, he's only played 5 games in the wild card round because originally
it was
had just
game.
the one game,
Yep.
and then only recently have they had to play the 3, and that's only happened one at a time. So there's been 4 series, but only one actual best of 3 that he's played in the wild card. And in the wild card, he's a 300 hitter with
3
home runs.
1.217.
Which is incredible, by
OPS.
far the best, okay? Then you get to the divisional round where he has played 26 games, and he's got a batting average of 192, and his home runs are 6
to strikeouts,
and his RBI's 10, but he's got 41 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's bad.
All right,
that's bad.
So that's his really that's bad.
The division
All right?
series is his Eleanor.
22 games in the league championship series, 193 batting average, and his home runs he's got 15 home runs, and he's got 33 strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
And then the World Series, which we saw last year, 222 hitter. Overall, he's a 205 hitter. 16 home runs, so he gets his home runs, but it's been basically home runs or strikeouts. 86 strikeouts in 58 games. So in 262 postseason at-bats, he has struck out 86 times. And he's got the 16 home runs, and he's got the 205 batting
16
average.
home runs, the fifth most in Yankee history.
But to Alan's point, this is where he seems to rake. Now, it's a little bit of a different animal with it being Boston. And Michael said it on our air yesterday. This is a tougher road than it was last year. Because last year you had the Guardians and the Royals, and then you got to the World Series, and then it got really amped up. As much as the Blue Jays have struggled, if they're next, we know how good they are. Tigers they've got a 2-1 lead right now in the bottom of the 8th inning on the Guardians, so they could be a step to moving up. And if they right their ship, and Skubal's as good a pitcher as the Major League Baseball, this will be a tougher road. But I still think the toughest will be Boston. And everything that comes with the Red Sox, this is going to be a very interesting series.
They have lost to them in 3 straight postseason meetings now.
It's different. You asked, is there going to be juice, Peter? The juice around the Red Sox, from a Yankees perspective, is you kind of salivated at the Red Sox. This is get well time. You beat the Red Sox. Then all of a sudden the Red Sox started beating you. And now they don't play as much as they used to. And when they do play, the Red Sox now win.
They won 9 of the 13 matchups this season. 9.
But the Yankees did take 2 out of 3 during the
More
gauntlet, just a few weeks ago. So they've got that going for them at Fenway,
which is nice.
But other teams have crept in. Now you kind of hate Houston, and the Blue Jays are a nuisance. So there are other teams the Yankees have had to occupy themselves with, and let's not forget the Dodgers, who have now risen back from the dead to become a rival for the New York Yankees. But this is what it's all about here. It begins today. And because it's a best of 3, you have almost zero margin for error. If it's a best of 5 and certainly a best of 7, hey, you lose game 1, no big, no harm, no foul. Right?
No,
if you remember the Red Sox, when they played that series when Judge was, in 17, right? Or 18, excuse me, in 18, when Judge is playing the New York song, walking past the dressing room and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Age grade.
That was, they won game 1. The game 1 didn't have as much meaning because you can get off the mat. Remember, when Yankees lost the first 2 games against Cleveland a few years ago in the best of 5, won the next 3. But in a best of 3, even with home field, with your best pitcher on the mound, a loss tonight, I think they can get up from it, but it's tough.
No, but
man. You're facing elimination immediately.
When you're a team that tightens up offensively, too, and you get down a game, so tomorrow that means the building's completely tight.
And then you have Rodon on the mound, who has had a really good season, but under pressure, we have seen him sweat himself into oblivion.
Baseball's
and they
hilarious.
have Bayo, they got the right-hander. So that's why I'm telling you, I feel it. You can argue with me if you want and tell me why I'm wrong, and I'll listen. But my gut tells me the numbers probably do too. But it's still new, the Wildcard series. But I gotta believe that tonight's winner wins this thing. Cam Schlittler pitching in a game 3. If it's a winner take all game 3,
they lost Giolito though, so it does even things up a little bit.
But you're asking the kid to, and he's been good. And then what do they have? Warren, if he doesn't have it, you go to Warren, you go to Heel. What do you do there? So I don't want to leave it to chance.
I just love that baseball can go from
Heel's not even on the playoff on the
wildcard roster. He's
not on the
wildcard roster.
They'll probably have him ready for game 1 then.
It's hilarious for you guys know my mixed and long my sometimes troubled love affair with baseball. It's hilarious. It can go from I can't force myself to get through a game because it's so meaningless to tonight. Every at bat, the second it starts in a 3-game series,
painful.
Every at bat matters. The second 6 o'clock comes.
It's so true. It's excruciating. I always laugh. Do you know we watch a baseball game 3 times sitting down?
Yeah.
Because every at bat, when you're viewing, every at bat, once the pitch is thrown, you see it 2 more times before the next pitch is thrown.
Right.
So you're literally watching it 3. Like the game, you're almost watching it 3 times.
That's a really funny way. That's a really funny way of looking at it.
Every single pitch, the minute it's thrown, replay, next pitch is coming, because they want to show you the strike zone, they want to show you the swing, whatever it is. They always want to just show you what happened.
What's your plan, by the way, today, Alan? This is important because we're off the air at 6.
Yep.
And that's when the game starts.
I am racing to Penn Station.
All right.
Catch that 6:14. By the way, we're off the air at 6.
You're going to try to hit the 6:14.
I can get it. I got to run.
And then you're going to watch on the phone.
On the train. I'll be watching on the train. And then Gracie's got a game.
So you're watching
St.
at the game,
Anthony's,
too?
Yeah, it's a big one. So
what time's that?
Well, if I'm lucky to catch the end, if I get there in time. But I'm going to do what I can to get to St. Anthony's to get to the game.
In which case, so are you going to go to DVR at that point? What are you going to do?
No, consuming on the phone.
You're going to just kind of follow along and keep going.
Saturday, I did that with the Ryder Cup, sitting next to some of the dads. We were just keeping up on the Ryder Cup while sitting in a gym.
Respectfully, that's the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, it's slower. But
no. I'm saying in terms of your heart. This is Yankee playoff baseball.
No, this is on the phone. Like, it's just really going to be tough. But he's a senior. I want to watch every game I can.
That's
so
I can't imagine.
That's the plan tonight, which is going to be tough. But you know how baseball goes. It's Yankees Red Sox. By the time we get to 8:30, 9 o'clock, it'll be the third inning. You know that. Yankees Red Sox, those are marathons.
And one of the things I
we'll
like.
We'll be texting till midnight tonight.
One of the things I like about baseball is that while the regular season games have gotten, in my opinion, just one notch too fast, even though I respect it, that's like the pace of it to me as an old timer feels a little too quick sometimes. The playoff pace is still what it should be. Slow and excruciating, like you dream about.
It's like that slow drip.
It's going to be fun.
It begins tonight. We got the lineup to get into. I want to ask Alan about how he feels about no Rice, no Jazz.
Don't love that.
I mean, these were guys that were big down. I know, and the struggles. You got lefty on the mound, but you know it's an interesting lineup because sometimes you like to go with your regulars, and you got some hot bats, guys that have really contributed to this Yankees run that'll be watching, at least for the time being, the start of Game 1. 1-800-919-3776. How you feeling? I'm hearing people worried. I hear people feeling confident in this team, especially where they played down the stretch. We're talking Yankee baseball with you at 1-800-919-3776. Just getting started on a Tuesday. Hahn Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
There's nothing the voice in our head obsesses over like our health. But with over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help answer the questions like, why am I so tired all the time? How can I get better sleep? My friend was telling me about magnesium gummies she takes. How do I even know if my heart is work stress affected? It's time to up my cardio. If my mom has something, how would I find out? It's time to get some blood work done. A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Hey Yankees fans, hit your next adventure out of the park and onto the water with City Cruises New York. Sail your way to epic skyline views, delicious dining, and premium drinks. Upgrade your game day with a dining cruise, a cocktail sail, or a night with your favorite entertainers aboard City Cruises Live. Whether you're celebrating a win or just the weekend, City Cruises is a shipload of fun. Proud partner of the New York Yankees. Book today at citycruises.com/New York.
Now a look at the traffic with Jeff Fromm.
Guys, good afternoon. Thank you much. And if you're heading towards the outbound George Washington Bridge, construction's been cleared away from the lower deck, but delays still heavy off the Cross Bronx starting at White Plains Road. You're jammed both ways on the Deegan for the Cross Bronx, and a lot of stop and go heading up the Harlem River Drive starting by 5th Ave. Best bet for the outbound George, the West Side Highway. Outbound Lincoln 5, outbound Holland 15. The Triborough heavy into Manhattan right now. We had a crash just cleared off the southbound FDR Drive by 71st Street. And through Queens, eastbound LIE, watch out for a wreck by Woodhaven Boulevard. This report is sponsored by Park Whiz. New Yorkers know the hacks, and here's one for parking. Park Whiz. Reserve ahead and pay up to 50% less than drive-up rates. With Park Whiz, you can book your parking in advance, skip the hassle of searching, and save every time you park. Smarter parking starts here. Download the Park Whiz app today. I'm Jeff Fromm for 880 ESPN New York.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, fellas.
Take your time.
Yep.
You'll get there.
Lean into it.
All the way.
I like when he holds it.
In case you just woke up under a rock, the Yankees open up the wild card round of the playoffs with the Red Sox over at the stadium. Coverage following us here on 880 at 6 o'clock. All the other wild card games could be heard on 1050, including the Tigers, who are up 2-1 on the Guardians in the top of the ninth inning, and the Tigers looking to tack on. They got runners at first and second and nobody out. Padres already up 1-0 on the Cubs in the top of the second at Wrigley. So, again, you can consume all the baseball on 1050, and then, of course, we'll get the big one, the Yankees and the Red Sox, tonight on 880. And, of course, later on tonight, we'll get the Dodgers and the Reds. That's old school, man. If you're like Alan and I's age, like seriously.
Yep.
When we were growing up for like every year, I think definitely 76, 77, and 78, you would get, it would always be like Dodgers, Phillies, and Yankees, Royals. So that was always what you got. But there was always big games between the Dodgers and the Reds because they were in the same division. The Reds were always out west.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a heavy dose of Joe Morgan, Johnny Bench, Pete Rose. This is what we're talking about?
Yeah, Pete Rose, Dave Concepcion.
Oh, give me some.
Right.
In my veins.
Concepcion.
Ken Griffey Sr.
The senior. The OG. You were getting a little Mike Schmidt Phillies action on the other
And
side.
remember,
Oh, yeah.
remember.
Big Schmidt.
And gray-haired Sparky Anderson.
Little
75,
little
45-year-old.
40-year-old looking 80-year-old Sparky Anderson.
And the Phillies, you could get a little Larry Boa.
Yeah,
Oh,
Larry
God.
Boa.
One of the great bench coaches for the Orioles, my childhood.
There you go. And, of course, the old school Royals with
Brett.
Young George
Brett.
Brett. That's young Brett.
Young Brett to
76.
you.
His rookie year is 76?
75 or 76, yeah, right around there.
Spry. I didn't know there was such thing as young George Brett.
And
Apparently it happened.
Then you get Dan Quisenberry coming out of the bullpen.
Q. I loved Q.
Old school baseball.
If you could find a way just to work in Robin Yount, I really would appreciate it.
Little Brewers.
Yeah, but I don't think the Brew Crew are over there at that making much
so,
noise.
So you go Robin Yount and Paul Molitor.
Oh, no.
St. Paul?
I will have visible excitement when you mention Paul Molitor. I mean, that is
It's
just
St. Paul to you and me.
That's St. Paul?
St.
That's
Paul?
called a ball player right there.
That's right. As a ball player. It's just a ball player. That's what he is.
It just seemed wrong when he left. He was a twin.
So
Yeah.
best of the three.
But it was right.
Yount, Molitor, and who was the other one you said?
On the Brewers?
No. Just of old-timey ball players from the late 70s.
Oh, well, I threw out Larry Bowa.
So Brett's number one, right?
Oh, George
Brett's one with the bullet.
Yeah.
Brett number one, Robin Yount two, Molitor three.
Well, no, because Mike Schmidt would be.
Well, no, I'm
Schmidt.
taking out Schmidt. I'm taking out Schmidt.
Think about it. Well, they were all. Wasn't that like the era of third baseman?
Oh yeah.
Right. They were great third basemen that era, late 70s, early 80s.
Schmidt definitively behind Brett.
Yeah.
Brett's number one ahead of Schmidt too, for sure.
Well, wow, that's a good question because Schmidt, he hit more home runs, but George Brett flirted with 400. He batted like I forget, was it 1980? He batted like 394.
He
routinely,
I feel like he routinely batted above 350.
Yeah, he was.
I remember once
about batting average. Forget it.
Oh yeah, what is batting average? One of the great. I saw at some event. When I was a kid, I went to a card show, and there was a thing you could like go through a whole bunch of cheap cards and see if you found something. And I found a 1975 Schmidt.
Right.
And
glorious mustache.
Oh yeah. And I think it was a Schmidt rookie. What year is his rookie year?
Oh my.
73,
74, 73 or 74.
It was a Schmidt rookie, and I was like, oh my god. And I went to there was a guy who owned a card shop in our neighborhood, a little small card shop. It only lasted a few years.
Places.
Oh, it was so good. And I went. It was called Reeves. The guy's name was Steve Reeves, 60-year-old guy, and all the kids would go talk to him.
Steve Reeves.
Oh, Steve Reeves, card guy. And I went up to him, and I was so excited. I went, Steve, I'm like 10. Mike Schmidt rookie card. He looks at it and goes, looks like got run over by a truck. Drops it. I was like, it was every corner was bent. It was just pure garbage. But he broke my 10-year-old heart.
Did they pull out the monocle?
There was no need. There was no need.
Because I didn't collect baseball cards for the money. I remember getting all of the 82 Mets. There was nothing special about the 82 Mets. It was my favorite team. It was 1982. And taping
you could buy the whole set for $1 right now.
I taped them all up on the wall.
Oh, beautiful. Did you put them in your bike spokes?
No, I never did that.
Why
That's
did
a little
people do
too
that?
old school.
That was fun. What do you mean? That old school?
Oh,
yeah, I didn't do that.
Everybody did that.
You did that?
Yes.
What was the point?
It made the sound like
I know, but
cool.
I enjoy. I liked looking at the baseball cards. I didn't care about the sound they made.
No.
Well, and breaking my jaw on the gum.
I didn't do it with Yankees.
But I would go. I miss those baseball cards. I'm talking about baseball card stores. I'm not talking about card stores where you walk in and you can buy like a Pokemon thing and it's like all comic books.
You mean
stuff.
just baseball?
I'm talking about go in where for like $5 you'd get like 200 commons.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have in that white box, fold up box because I want to try to get a complete set of like the 79. And I still have them. I don't even know what they're worth. I still have a whole closet
I got news for you.
full.
No, unless you have them in cases, nothing's worth anything.
Well, that's the thing because it's got to be in mint condition, right. Otherwise not going to. But the one thing I did about 20 years ago, when I just got married and moved into the house, so it's like 06 was when I finally brought all my baseball cards for my mom to put them in my house, and it was like a Sunday. I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go online and see what it's all worth, and they didn't end up being worth what you think.
No.
Because and also whatever
I blame Dr.
whatever
James Beckett.
Because when I was working in this business and with Sports Phone, I told the story. I didn't have money to put gas in my car to go to work. I was making no money, and I had a Ricky Henderson rookie card.
There you go.
And I looked it up in the Beckett, and it said, "Oh, it's $60." I'm like, "Oh, it's $60. I can get gas. I can get
fill
food.
up the tank, get something to eat."
And the guy, and it was in mint condition. It was in the plastic. It was all good.
There you go.
And the guy at the card store would only give me $20. Because he's not going to give you what it's worth because he's now going to sell it for what Beckett says, but he's not going to buy it for what Beckett says.
There's
Otherwise,
no money.
There's no money. You're running around. You're chasing your tail. Right. So, I didn't sell it because I'm like $20. No way. I don't know what it's worth now, but it was.
It's never worth what you want, and I blame.
know.
It's a conspiracy. I blame Dr. James Beckett for doing all this. What kind of doctor was he? Honestly,
PhD in what?
A PhD in what? Cards? Yeah. Okay.
How to rob kids of their
how
money.
to rob kids blind. That's right. Poor little kids running around quoting Dr. Beckett.
All right, we want to hear from you, Yankee fans. 1-800-919-3776. We'll get to the Jets later, but quite frankly, I don't think they're worth talking about.
You did ask me, though, about Ben Rice not being
no
in the
Rice and no Chisholm.
The numbers tell you why. Even though, look, you know, and I know, and Peter knows that analytics doesn't believe in hot. Ben Rice finished the season on, as you would say, a 2. Right? But against Crochet, historically, he's 1 for 8. And a lot of swing and miss. So you keep him out. Now, if they bring in a righty, he'll come in.
Right.
But because of the historic matchup, you don't do it. But what doesn't make sense to me is the Caballero one. Because Caballero is 0 for 7 against Crochet. Not good. And it's not like you're getting great defense out of him, right? So McMahon should be at third, but because Rosario does have good numbers against him, against Crochet, he's actually 6 for 9. You got to put Rosario somewhere, and you're not going to put him at second base, right? You got to put him somewhere, so you put him at third. It's the only place he could play. So the problem there is that Rosario's got to be good defensively. Why? Fried's on the mound, lefty, ground ball.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to get a lot of? Ground
ball,
to third.
Yeah.
I mean, McMahon has been Fried's best friend all season because he's been so good at the corner since they traded for him. Something to watch tonight. Just Rosario's got to be sharp.
What have we always said about the Yankees, and probably every team when it comes to the analytics, is they're going to favor offense over defense, right?
Yeah.
So if they think they can get a better bat, better matchup at the plate, they'll sacrifice maybe some defense. Caballero will be fine at third, but, and you give Volpe.
Wasn't Caballero playing second? Isn't Rosario playing third? Or am I? Do I have the
Rosario's playing second.
He's playing second. Oh,
Caballero's playing third.
Oh, I'll tell you.
And then you know what they love too? Outside of Goldschmidt and Judge, after Judge, lefty, righty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty.
Where's Stanton in the lineup?
Stanton
is after Judge or 2 after Judge?
Stanton is batting 4th.
Okay.
So he'll come up after Bellinger.
He's going to be a obviously. I mean,
in case you missed it, it's going to be as Aaron would say, Goldie at third. Goldschmidt is leading off, playing first. Then Judge in right field. Bellinger in left, batting third. Stanton DHing, is batting cleanup. Rosario is playing second. He'll bat 5th. Grisham is in center field. He'll bat 6th. Volpe batting 7th, playing shortstop. Wells batting 8th and catching. So no Rice. And Caballero is going to be at third, and he'll bat 9th.
Yeah. Again, watch.
And he had some speed there too.
Well, of course, that's going to be important as well. But because runs are going to be at a premium in this game. But you also worry about, because you talk about it, they care more about offense and defense. But we all know, because we've seen it, not only can relief pitching blow up on you and cost you a series and cost you a game 1, bad defense can too, right?
Yeah. Well, we saw that.
You should
last
get out
year,
of that
right?
inning, but you don't because you boot the ball, and now all of a sudden you're pitching longer than you want to. Now Fried's got to put a couple more, 10 more pitches into his outing and might shorten his outing. All things to watch tonight.
Well, who do you think gets treated on a day like today? Who do you think truly has the big boy captain swag of this team?
Stanton.
I was going to say, do you think everyone treats – is there a slight difference, Don, because of the way things have played out? And God bless Judge being the man on the team. But because of the history of Stanton, I wonder if, there's a little bit of an aura shift when the playoffs start because he has been that guy. And Judge kind of knows, yeah, I'm the guy, but I got to prove it this year. Stanton doesn't.
Stanton has 18 postseason home runs as a Yankee, 3rd all-time.
That's an insane stat.
What's even more insane? Listen to this. Number 1 is Bernie Williams. Bernie Williams has 22 postseason home runs in 121 games. Jeter is second with 20 in 158.
Hold on. Stanton has to be in, 40 games?
41.
That's insane.
You want to talk about
that's a crazy
absolutely
stat.
insane.
It's a perfect storm.
His home runs per game off the charts.
That's insane.
Because even Judge at 16, which is only 2 shy of Stanton, he's at 58, which is, again, that's
still pretty good.
But it's 17 more.
That's insane.
There's something about Stanton in that room, and Michael probably could talk to it better than we could. But you just sense it. He's the veteran, right? He doesn't have a ring. He's been money in the postseason.
He's got a presence, right?
So Judge is the leader by far because he's the best player on the team. But as far as a respect factor, because you got young enough guys on that team that followed him when he was in Miami and hit 59 home runs the year before he came to the Yankees. That was back in 2016. So that's 9 years ago. So you got some guys that they were like kids in grade school watching that. Now they're getting a chance to play with him, and he's got the third most home runs in Yankee history with a quarter of the games played. And consistently, despite the disappointments the Yankees have had in recent years, he's been consistently good.
Every year in the playoffs. And even if he's injured throughout the regular season, finds his way back for the playoffs.
He seems to be healthy in October.
And we don't know when it's all going to come to an end. He's got a couple more years left in his contract, but I'm sure we want to win it for Stanton. We want Stanton to get that ring. Even though they all want to get the ring.
He's got how many home runs now? Career?
Was it
450? Did he hit 450?
Something like that.
All right, so he's got an MVP. He's got 450 home runs. If they get a championship, he's a lock for the Hall of Fame, isn't he? If he has
500,
if he has a good postseason run like he's had, where he definitely contributes to the championship, a couple of home runs, whatever it is, right? Is that enough?
I think eventually we'll get him in. Now
he's got an MVP.
I don't think he'll be a first ballot.
Well,
he's 453 is the exact number.
So he does have over 450,
so
which is
it's going to
pretty impressive number.
I know, but it's still going to be debatable whether he gets there because, again, he gets hurt. What did he have this year? 22, 23 home runs,
which is remarkable because he barely played.
So he's going to have to play, two full seasons to get that number. You would think, because he's going to get hurt. He's going to get older.
You mean to get to 500?
So 500 is still very debatable. It used to be a magic number pre-PEDs, but clearly there's been never any allegations around him.
No.
But 500 used to be a lock, right? Now I don't know if necessarily it's a lock, but you get him a ring. If he has a big postseason this year, gets the ring, eventually hits 500, has an MVP.
Was he MVP of the ALCS last year? He was, wasn't he? Wasn't he?
I don't. Those are.
They give those out, right?
Oh, League Championship Series for sure.
Yeah, okay, so I'm not crazy.
No, you're not.
I can be at times, but I don't think I'm
not there.
I thought because he had some remarkable hits in that series.
Yeah, it was the. Yeah.
So throw that.
So what he has.
Throw that on the resume.
He's got an MVP.
How many All-Stars?
5. 2 Silver Sluggers.
Okay.
All right. He's got an ALCS MVP. He's got an All-Star Game MVP, whatever. That's where the Home Run Derby.
No gold gloves, though. Shock.
No gold gloves for
but
sure.
But still, give him a ring. If he gets a ring.
And contributes big time to it.
It does really push him into Cooperstown, does it not? So it's something.
It's certainly debatable.
All things to watch.
Tigers win 2-1.
Oh, like you dream.
The Guardians had a runner at third with nobody out in the bottom of the ninth inning to tie the game and did not get him home.
Skubal pitched 7 2/3. Gave up 1 run, 3 hits, 14 strikeouts, 107 pitches.
That's
absolute stud.
That's big time stuff. But here it came down to, because I know Vest was in. Yep. Still had to get 4 outs out of the bullpen, and a runner at third with nobody out in the bottom of the ninth inning and did not have that run score. So as great as he pitched, Alan, a sacrifice fly where an extra innings tied it 2, and then it's just a bullpen game again, right?
Because their offense, the Tigers' offense, has really gone into the tank. And they also they only scratched close.
So.
They were struck out 13 times themselves with only 5 hits, but they did get that second run.
Tigers get 1 step closer to losing to the Yankees or Red Sox.
No, it's possible. 1-800-919-3776. Line up the phone calls. Take you up until 6 at 4:30. We've got Talk About It Tuesday. At 6, we're going to hand it off to Yankees and Red Sox Game 1 right here on ESPN New York.
This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. I played sports my whole life, and my dad was my biggest fan. Because he lost his leg in a construction accident, it was sometimes tough for him to get from his car to the bleachers, but that didn't stop him. He always kept a folding chair in his trunk and would cheer from the parking lot when he had to. And over the past 35 years of building D'Agostino & Associates, I've made sure our team does whatever it takes to accommodate our clients and help them get every dollar they deserve. With my son and my daughter by my side, we're going to continue the legacy of getting justice for people just like you. The consultation is always free, so call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222 and ask for me, John D'Agostino. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, but we'll always make it easy for you to meet with one of our attorneys. Remember, I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law Bite back.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installations with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head. You can feel good because you're a damn football team.
Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
Let's get to the busy phones at 1-800-919-3776. Yankees on our air at 6. So no ENN, but for good reason. Game 1, Yankees-Red Sox. Looking forward to that. Let's go to Neil in the Bronx. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Neil?
Good afternoon, Don. Gentlemen, feeling good about the Yankees. They're coming in hot into the wild card from an 8-game winning streak.
Sure are.
Only one day off, so they should be good.
What do you like the most about this matchup?
What I like the most about this matchup is that I believe this time around, and please, God, if you're listening, listen to me, please, good. Let Aaron Judge be hot this time around this postseason. Let him have a Reggie Jackson moment.
Oh, please.
What I dislike about what's going on is I understand about what you guys said about the numbers, analytics, and matchup. I mean, Ben Rice not in the lineup. This guy finished the game hitting 2 home runs.
It's right. But you know what? They don't believe in hot. They don't believe in you're on a roll. They believe in the matchups. That's why they do that. I'm with you. I go with the guy that's rolling.
Thank you for being with me.
But this is what they do. And they see historically he has a ton of swing and misses against Crochet. He hasn't had a hit on him yet. And I think 7 or 8 at-bats. And so they're just like, let's avoid it. And once Crochet's out of the game, then they'll probably see if they could bring in Rice.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the way it is going to go for Jazz too, because Boone spoke before the game. He said he wouldn't hesitate using Chisholm in Game 1 despite Rosario starting.
Jazz is doing well. I mean, obviously got smoked pretty good, but I wouldn't hesitate to use Jazz. So he could be in this game early. But, yeah, I mean, obviously as tough as Crochet is, he's been especially tough on lefties. So there's no great matchup. Ahmed does have some good history with him, has hit him well and faced him a lot this year. So felt like I wanted that extra right-handed bat in there. But, no, Jazz is good to go and will be ready to go. And also with Max going, want the strength on the left side with my defense. So, all those kind of things come into play.
Yeah, just that's the way it is, right? It's odd when you're on a hot streak and you feel good as a Yankee fan. They won 8 straight. That some of the contributors to that 8-game winning streak are not going to be in Game 1. Now, they might be available and have an impact in the game later, but to start, they're not going to be there. Because what did Allen say about analytics? They don't believe in hot. They believe they won those 8 games because they had the right matchups during those 8 games. Each game is like a season, right? What's going to help us win today? Okay, tomorrow, what's going to help us win? And today, they don't believe that Jazz or Rice give them as good a chance to win as having Rosario playing second base.
Well, again, especially Rosario does hit Crochet well. He sees him well.
Right, and that's important.
Yes, every single hit you can get on that guy.
And that means more than anything else to these guys. What's the history against that particular pitcher? Now, I would look at it differently, and I would go, because I believe in hot. I believe how you played down the stretch. Rice was a major contributor to the Yankees, solidifying a playoff berth and putting all the pressure they did on the Blue Jays. He was big. He was big for them down the stretch. Jazz, I mean, he's been big for them since they traded for him last year, right? There's something about him in the lineup. He's so, when I say anti-Yankee, I don't mean in a negative way. Like, the Yankees are very buttoned up, very businesslike. He brings a personality to them. I think he kind of charges them up a bit. Again, there's no statistical value in that I can describe to you, but just watching them, it feels like he amps them up a little bit.
It's intangible, right?
It's an intangible that I think can't be quantified with numbers that I think you're going to miss and when he's sitting on the bench.
Yeah, and that's so – but you also want to get the best of him because he can also be a guy that kills a rally because he jumps out of his shoes swinging at pitches he shouldn't swing at. He gets a little too jacked up in certain situations, so you want to protect him in certain matchups. Right. But I'm with you. He has brought a different element to the team that they have needed at times, and his defense has been good, but there's times where his power really shows, and he's a difference maker.
And listen, Rosario's been around a long time, but most of that has been as a role player, and now he's going to be starting in right now the biggest game of the season for this team. And I can understand people being a little apprehensive about it. But we'll say, listen, it'll be genius if they win, and it'll be the first thing that fans will rip if they lose the game.
Yes.
And if those guys go a collective 0 for 8 and they lose the game 2-0, what do you think the conversation's going to be?
Oh, it's going to be about the lineup and all the pressure then that goes on the pitching that we talked about, which is I would say the bullpen is that Achilles heel, is the concern. And you don't want to put pressure on it. You want to get them some runs.
And Boone talked about this year's Yankees team.
The timing's perfect, but when the dust settles, we'll know if it was, right? I feel great about our team. I've said to a lot of people, this is my 7th postseason. I think at this point where we are as a club, this is the best group we've gone in with. Like the way we're playing, health, different ways to beat you, but it's all coming down to a best of 3, so we got to go do it and hopefully get to keep moving on. But I feel great about our group. I feel like they're playing with a lot of confidence. They're playing for one another, trust one another, so it should be fun, and hopefully we get it done.
Yeah. And one of the hottest teams in baseball, the Guardians, walked in and lost 2-1 at home to the Tigers, who were struggling down the stretch.
Who were the opposite.
Because
Never know.
the postseason is just different. Baseball is just weird that way.
So Detroit comes in being the team that had a historic collapse from the division, right?
Right.
And they won game 1.
Well, and because they got the pitching matchup that they wanted, and he's a tremendous pitcher, one of the best pitchers in baseball, and that's what makes that happen. Let's go to Lynn in New York City. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Lynn?
Hi, guys. First time, long time. I like all the shows. I especially love you guys.
Oh,
so, of course, I was tuned in last night, right?
Oh, what'd you think?
And, well, I thought it was great. I did enjoy it. I got to say, I don't enjoy the fat shaming from certain people. That's all I'll say about that. But grown men, guys, emailing to throw hate and shade at my man Peter. For what? For what?
They're jealous.
Get off Rick and Dave's jock and stop.
Thank you, Lynn.
I mean, honestly, I can only describe it as what sounds like witch babies. Stop it.
Oh, Lynn,
Stop.
thank you. It's very sweet of you. I appreciate your support in this moment. That's nice. 'Cause I got I looked at the comments. Oh my God, Peter, shut up, Peter. Guys, I at a certain point I had to help try to guide the podcast. I'd look over and I say this respectfully. Half the guys were chatting with each other because we're friends. Their mics are laying on the couch, so I went, no problem. I do this kind of thing. I've done live streams. I'll make sure I keep the conversation going. And then I'm getting shouted down on the internet by people who hate me.
People hate you.
But
It had nothing to do with the couch cast or the Dolphins or the Jets or your jersey.
The game got the jersey was much. The game got to a point where there was like some disillusionment because it was suddenly like,
what are we doing?
The Jets look like the Jets again,
right?
As always.
Well, we saw you get visibly broken,
and it was just like it was tough to. What was it? What were we going to have fun with?
Exactly. So all we ended up doing was, I thought, having a good time.
You did break the microphone, though. There was the one microphone that wasn't dented, and you decided, let me dent this one, too.
That was an unfortunate.
It was the mic was okay. It was the mic flag that didn't make it.
The mic got a little bent, and the flag smashed. But besides that, I thought it was a great show.
Again, we're tight today because only 3 hours because of the Yankee game. But we're going to get into this. We've got Talk About It Tuesday coming up at 4:30. But Jeff Nelson, former Yankee, is going to join us coming up next. His thoughts on the lineup, his thoughts about the Yankees going in. Hahn Rosenberg hanging out with you until 6. Then it's Yankee baseball right here on ESPN.
Now, also, if you want your chance to crush the Jets, Talk About It Tuesday could be a great time. We'll try to get through ours quickly, and maybe you can jump on in and crush the Jets, who are a nightmare. But at least you always have FanDuel to keep football interesting, okay? New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. You pick a bet, you bet $5, and if it wins, you unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, you can bet player props, you can ride the live lines, whatever your style. FanDuel's got you covered. Visit FanDuel.com/Peter to download the FanDuel app today and get started. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online, real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Your fantasy roster is set. The smack talk is heating up, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Is it fair to crush Aaron Glenn right now, or it's a lot worse than we thought? We have a bunch of guys that maybe aren't as talented as we thought, on top of the fact that they got a lot of bad habits that aren't just going to naturally overnight, over a training camp in 4 weeks, going to go away.
It's probably the fact that Glenn's not bad and these bad habits are ingrained, but it moves quickly here and people are not really patient.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Put it in the box. This is your radio home for New York Mets baseball. 880 ESPN, WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
Fast approaching 4:02 in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you till 6. Then it's Yankees Red Sox here on ESPN New York. Always fun to talk to Jeff Nelson, former Yankee reliever, and he joins us here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. How are you, sir? Happy baseball postseason.
Good. Yes, exciting times.
Yeah, it is. And just give us what it's like, because I mentioned, and I've been to a lot of different venues around the United States and in all the sports, and everything hits different in the postseason. But can you explain what happens to Yankee Stadium in a big playoff moment and what it's like to be on the mound for those moments?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to have a poor outing. I know that. We had 57,000 fans over at Old Yankee Stadium, and in a lot of ways, you just feed off the excitement. You hear stories about how the upper deck used to shake when it got so loud. It was by far the loudest outside venue I've ever played in. I played in the Kingdome for a number of years, and that was probably the loudest inside. But Old Yankee Stadium was the loudest outside stadium, and you feed off of it. And it was an intimidating place to play for a visiting team, and you wanted to take advantage of that. But you started feeling. I mean, when we played some good years, you started feeling the postseason coming once September hit. It was never usually this warm. I mean, this September has been almost like summer-like. But usually you start feeling that chill in the air at nighttime, and you start smelling the postseason. Here it comes. And then all of a sudden, the end of the season, and then you're ready to go. It was just an exciting time. The players feel it. You had one goal, and that was get to the World Series and win the World Series. And I know Derek Jeter was like, if you don't win the World Series, it's a disappointing season. But that's how everybody felt. That was all brought by Mr. Steinbrenner. It was taught by Mr. Steinbrenner. You win the World Series, and that's it. And we had a goal to get there, and it was just exciting to go through the different steps. Now the Yankees have an extra step to get through to try to get to the World Series.
How about for Aaron Judge? You talked about loud. Does he need to make a statement in October, because it seems to be the one thing that's left for him to accomplish with everything else he's done during the regular season? Are you especially against the Red Sox too, which the Yankees haven't beaten since 2003 in a playoff? Would you say, like, you're watching to see, is this going to be the Judge October we've been waiting for?
I think all eyes are going to be on him. Obviously he's one of the best players, if not the best player in baseball. If you can go back, and a perfect example is Alex Rodriguez. I mean, Alex Rodriguez was always one of the best players in the game, and when it came to the postseason, he struggled. Aaron Judge has done the same thing. But Aaron Judge strikes me as a player that dropped fly ball in center field last year against the Dodgers. I wouldn't say haunted him, but motivated him to get to this point, and probably will motivate him throughout the rest of the postseason as far as the Yankees can go. Does it mean that he has to, set a statement, or you would love to see your best player, your superstar, come through? I mean, even the couple home runs that he hit last year were in meaningless games. Either the score was out of hand, or it just didn't matter when he hit the home runs. But you would love to see him come through, especially like you mentioned against the Red Sox.
All right, lineup. No Rice, who's been hot down the stretch. Jazz not in the lineup as well, facing the lefty. Caballero, no postseason experience. Rosario, only 7 games of postseason experience in the lineup for Game 1. Do you like breaking from your norm strictly for the matchups of the Game 1 in the postseason?
Yeah, I think so. Crochet is nasty. This will be the 5th time that they've faced him, and they've won all four games that he's pitched. The Red Sox have. He's tough on lefties, and you like to stack up the righties. And even the Red Sox have some lefties in the bullpen, so it almost keeps some of your better players out of the lineup. I know analytics is a big part of this, but when you're facing a guy like Crochet, I just watched Skubal just carve up the Guardians today with 14 strikeouts. So you want to keep the lefties, and Crochet's a pretty similar pitcher. So I like that you're throwing righties in. Yes, Rice, you would love to see him in that lineup, but the only place you're going to play him is behind the plate. He only caught Fried once this year, so you probably want the good, comfortable guy in Wells behind the plate, because pitching and defense is going to win. It's one of the reasons why the Yankees, got out last year and lost the World Series, because they were a terrible defensive team. They didn't pitch well. They're going to have to pitch well and play good defense to win. So you need your better defenders in there.
So, Nelly, I've kind of been harping on this issue, but it just feels like over the last couple of years, Yankees Red Sox has lost some of the zhuzh that it had, of course, 15, 20 years ago. What's your feeling, or like just generally, about the buzz of this series heading into it? And do you think this could be something that truly ignites the rivalry in a way that we haven't seen in a while?
Yeah, it's funny. I just watched the comeback on Netflix, and it was actually really good, because it went back to 2003 to lead in 2004. And you're right. I think once they started playing so many times in the division, it like watered down the rivalry. And once the Red Sox won the World Series, it was like, oh, the curse is gone now. That may have watered it down a little bit. But if you're a Yankee, if you're a player in that locker room, in the Yankee locker room, if you don't get up for this series and want to step on the Red Sox and say, hey, there's absolutely no way the Red Sox are going to come in here and beat us in our house, I think you got to have that attitude. I think it can definitely ignite the rivalry. The Red Sox, maybe some people didn't think they were going to be in this position this year, but they've had their way against the Yankees during the regular season, and you don't want that to happen during the postseason, especially in such a short series in a 2 out of 3. So I hope that they take it really serious and say, hey, this. I know it's not Seattle or any other team. This is the Red Sox. This is some team in your own division and a rival that you're going to have to beat.
Fried and Crochet tonight, 2 aces, 2 of the best in the American League going head-to-head. So and you would know this better than anybody, what's the bullpen mentality in this game?
Well, there's no tomorrow. This isn't a division series where it's 3 out of 5. It's so important to win that first one. Fried has not done very well in the postseason. He's had some experience, but he's been hit around a little bit. Even in last year against the Padres, he gave up 5 or 6 runs in a couple innings. Crochet, this is his first start. And, he has had a couple outings out of the bullpen, but first postseason start. The better bullpens are going to wind up winning, because you're going to utilize those guys a lot early and a lot. The Red Sox have a good bullpen. They have Chapman at the end, Bednar at the end for the Yankees. The bullpens are going to play such a huge part in this postseason, in this short series, and because you're not letting these guys try to pitch through their jams. If Fried gets in trouble early, you're going to the bullpen, because Game 1 is so important.
But the scary thing about that is that the earlier you go into the bullpen, the more arms you have to use, the more there's a chance there's going to be a weak link in that chain. That's right. What's scary about. Like, I wish they'd just let the starters fight through things more, because once you go to the bullpen, there's no going back.
No, you're absolutely right, Don. You're absolutely right. You know, you look at if it goes Game 3. I mean, the Red Sox, because of Giolito, they're going to have to do a bullpen day, and you're talking 5 or 6 guys, and everybody has to be perfect. And if Fried struggles, and you're going to get him out, this is just something you're going to have to roll the dice. You got to hope that everybody that Aaron Boone goes to, that they're going to be perfect and going to be able to have to throw up some zeros. The Red Sox the same way if Crochet gets hit. It's not like when you had Andy Pettit and David Cohn and El Duque out there, when you knew that, hey, Joe Torre had such confidence in him that you're going to go ahead, get out of your jam, because we're going to try to get 6 to 8 outs out of the bullpen, and you guys, the starters, have the rest. It's just not that way anymore, and it hasn't been that way for a long time, especially for analytics, the third time around the lineup, all these different things that they try to script. So, you're just going to have to roll the dice and hope these guys come through and do their job down there.
Okay, so let's hear it. How do you feel about the Red Sox today? Do you still carry any type of – is there any carryover at all for you as a former Yankee when it comes to Boston?
Yeah, I don't like anything Red Sox. There was 2 teams that I was never going to play for. Once I was a Yankee, and I'm sure they're great organizations, and I don't have nothing poor to say about them, but I just didn't see myself wear a Mets uniform, and I didn't see myself wear a Red Sox uniform. I was a Yankee true and true, and if nobody else wanted me, then I would have been done. But it's you still cringe, I think, more because of the Red Sox. I'm kind of glad I wasn't here in 2004 to experience that comeback that the Red Sox had, but you still love the rivalry. I still respect the Mets and respect the Red Sox. I think it's baseball, and you love to see it. But I still don't I don't like the B on that hat.
Talking to Jeff Nelson, getting ready for Yankees Red Sox tonight on our air, beginning at 6:00, Game 1 of the best-of-3 series. I'm baffled by Giancarlo Stanton. He's been beat up, hasn't been able to play a full season, clearly getting older. Can't play the field, but boy, when the lights of the postseason come on, Helly, he is just so money. Like, how can that happen? That a guy at his age, with all he's been through, come postseason time, he's been as money as any other New York Yankee I can remember in a long time.
I think you can go the other way and say, okay, guys have tremendous seasons, MVP type seasons, and how do they not do well in the postseason? He gets up for this moment. Nothing ever bothers him. I mean, you look at the teams and guys that have success in the postseason, you try not to treat it as any bigger than what it is. You have to stay within yourself. You can't go out there and hit a grand slam with nobody on base. You can't strike out the side with one pitch. It's just not going to happen. And guys that don't have success, they try to make the situation way bigger than what it is. I know it's just not an ordinary game. It's not a regular season game. There's no tomorrow in the postseason. You can't have a mistake and say, "Oh, I'll get them tomorrow," because that you might be going home. But the guys that just take it as a regular season game in a way and not trying to put so much pressure on themselves and almost just deflect the pressure, say, "Hey, with Giancarlo Stanton, hey, the pressure's on the pitcher. It's not on me." I always felt that, hey, the pressure's on the hitter. It's not on me. And when you take that kind of attitude, you wind up having success. I mean, look at Anthony Volpe. Maybe he'll have a good postseason. He had a good postseason last year.
Yeah.
And maybe this is his time as well. Only tonight we'll see. So these type of guys, they just take it in stride, and they don't put so much pressure on themselves like maybe an Aaron Judge does.
Does Stanton go to the Hall of Fame?
Well, what is he, 450?
Mm-hmm.
453, I think it was.
Yeah.
Has an MVP.
Yeah.
What's he got? A couple more years, he'll get over 500. I'm sure he'll get over 500. I'm probably.
You think a ring though?
Probably.
Like, does a ring cinch it? Like that's it, right? Does that?
Oh yeah, I would think so. You're not Ken Griffey Jr. that's never been to the World Series. I think. He hit 600 and some home, 660 or whatever it was. Yeah. So that was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But with Stanton, I think a ring would definitely cinch it. I think he's probably a Hall of Fame player. I mean, he's going to be a DH. There's DHs in the Hall of Fame, so I think he's put up some tremendous numbers, and I'm sure he'll hit over 500.
Is this the toughest test for the Yankees going forward? Before we get to obviously Dodgers, National League is a different animal, but of the teams in the American League, are the Red Sox the toughest matchup for them?
Well, it's the toughest matchup because it's 2 out of 3, and you really don't have any breathing room.
Right.
It isn't like, hey, we're playing in the best of 5, and we can breathe maybe a little bit easier. Once if they can get past this, then you can breathe a little bit easier because I think they'll have the Blue Jays, and even the Blue Jays have their number during the regular season. But it's the Red Sox, and it's 2 out of 3. So it probably is right now because there's really no time to breathe. You don't want to lose game 1, even though it probably still favors in some way the Yankees. But you're playing a team in the Red Sox that they're not intimidated by you. They don't care about coming into Yankee Stadium. They don't care about who's across. They don't care about the pinstripes, and that gets a little scary sometimes.
It's always fun talking to you, man. Hopefully we can catch up later on.
Yes, thanks for having me, guys.
Nice, Nelly.
Jeff Nelson. It was always a pleasure to work with him. He's got great stories, and he's such a really good clutch player for them. And he brought up a great point. And I've been saying, I think the winner of this series goes to the World Series because I don't like what the Blue Jays are doing right now, and maybe I'm going to think twice looking at what the Tigers did. But is that Tigers or just because of who was on the mound for them? But the best of 3 changes everything, right? If you get them at best of 5. There's no breathing room. Yes, They can come back if they lose tonight, but the amount of pressure on them to face elimination immediately. I mean, right away.
One bad inning.
Bad couple innings, and now you're talking about your season ending.
Yep.
So you can't.
But it's still better that they went to a series than when it was a one and done.
Yeah.
The one and done.
One and done
was
awful
crazy.
because not only was it one and done, but the other part of the best of 3 is that you had one off day. And bang, you're in the playoffs.
Yep.
And it's incredible. Just start. You get one day to breathe. Luckily for the Yankees, they were home, so they didn't have to travel anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
But it's crazy. Like you're one mental day. Like okay, regular season's over, and then you got to get into it. As crazy as the one game was, and I loved it because it was wild card, and you don't want to play a best of 5 like they did back in the day. It was no difference between winning the division and settling for the wild card. It was a joke down the stretch of some of those seasons. But you at least get a best of 3 gives you. But that one and done, man, that's just one bad inning, one bad performance, and your season's over.
That's right.
And you know what? You didn't cry for these teams like the third wild card who finished 20 games back at first place. The Yankees have the same record as the Blue Jays.
Right.
The Blue Jays, and because of the rest of the American League not being great, they went from having to play in a best of 3 today to getting a bye.
That's the maddening thing. They are tied for the most wins in the American League, yet they have to play in the wild card because they ended up in a tie.
I
think about that.
I know,
third most wins in Major League Baseball in the season, and they have to play. That's the part that is a little frustrating, but that's the way it goes.
I know.
They didn't win your division.
And you could bring this conversation into all sports because they all play divisions. And we understand the division rivals in the NFL, like the NFC, Giants, Cowboys, your Commanders, Eagles, and Jets, Dolphins, Bills, Patriots.
Should it be seeded by wins?
But you're such a slave to the division, and you win the division, and you're just given such a gift of the home field, and in this case the bye. Like, would you just say, all right, forget about divisions? It's stupid anyway. Let's just the best record on there. Here are the 6 teams, 1 through 6. 6 plays 1. Let's go.
I'll propose this. Why can't the division winner be the tiebreaker if there's a tie? So if they got 2 94-win teams, just go, well, who won the division? Okay, you get the division slot, so you get the higher seed, the 1 seed, whatever it is. But if you all have the same amount of wins, and it's 94, you should be the 2 seed. Because it's like, do wins matter or where you place in your division matter? What matters more? That's the argument you can make.
Wins, especially
think about reseed at the end. You don't worry about division placement.
But division winner could still that breaks whatever a tie could be, right? Because you want to put value on winning the division. But the amount of wins you have should still factor. Now it does here as the Yankees have the top wild card spot, so they get a home bid in the wild card.
This is the only major sport that does this still.
No.
NBA, you're seeded 1 through 8.
You're top 4.
But you're top 4.
Division winner, you have 3 divisions, but you're still a guaranteed top 4.
Sorry, you're guaranteed top 4.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you get 3 if your record is worse than somebody else's. You'll be the 4th seed.
Got it.
Yeah, They did that because it was ridiculous. But football does this. A division winner could win 9 games.
Oh, sorry, a division
in a bad division.
Yeah, you're
in the
right.
NFL.
That's how you.
Now
get
they still have to play wild card
game.
weekend, but they get the home game.
Yeah,
we have seen I remember the Seahawks winning the division at 7-9.
Yep.
And because they won the division, they got to host a game against the Saints, who I think won like 10, 11 games.
Yeah, they won like 12 games, 10, 11. Yeah,
because they feel, and the answer always is, Peter, because you got to be able to you got to respect the division.
Mm-hmm.
But like in the NHL,
that system is
they're going to go
completely-
back to 4 games in your division, but I'm playing 4 games in my division, 3 games outside my division in the same conference. It's a difference of 1 game. Like, I understand geography has us in the same division, but does it really matter? I'd rather whoever finishes with the most points, give them the higher seed. Why should you win a joke division and get the benefit of that?
It is, but in football, I will say you do get the exception of the bad NFC West or AFC South. We see that happen. But the upside is they have kept the divisional rivalries in football as meaningful. 2 games every year.
Of course.
It really does hold.
Nobody
football.
says you shouldn't play the schedule.
No,
that
but
way.
I think winning the division has cachet in football that you care about to some extent.
But not if somebody else has more wins than you.
But here's what I would say.
You know what I mean? So you get a higher seed just because you won your garbage division?
Right. Jacksonville.
You took advantage of it?
What if you did this? If you win your division, you're guaranteed to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeding you any higher. Then we're going to go to record.
Then we go to record.
Now there could be a
seedings
team
is record, but you're guaranteed to
right
get it.
now that's flawed because there could be a team that didn't win their division that has a better record than a division winner, and they don't go to the playoffs, and the team with the lesser record ends up going. I don't know. I just think the whole division thing is kind of
just in the American League,
it's starting to lose its luster to me.
In the American League, it still worked out the way it was supposed to work out. Nobody that didn't make the playoffs had a season that they could complain about, right? Because the playoff team, the Blue Jays and Yankees had the best 94 wins. Both had the best, right? Mariners had 90. They had the second most wins. Then the Guardians with 88. And then Red Sox 89. And then the Tigers and Astros had 87, and the tiebreaker went to the Tigers. That's it. Anybody after that had nothing to complain about. So it worked out, but we're just saying the 94 wins. You had the most wins in the league. The problem was you didn't have enough wins against the team that also had the most wins in the league.
And the National League didn't matter either because it wasn't like there was a team that won the division and a wild card team or a team that didn't make the playoffs finished with less wins.
Yeah.
But I just wonder if the whole divisional play matters as much anymore. And I know people freak out, though, when they were talking about maybe changing the divisions around when the Major League Baseball expands and that you might put the Mets and Yankees in the same division. People flipped out. So I don't know what people want, but I just think you want the best teams. You want the 6 best teams to go and be ranked based on their record, and whether they won the division or not should not matter. But it still does. In this case, it didn't mean that big of a deal, but in a lot of places it does. A lot of seasons it does. All right, talk about it Tuesday. Coming up, more of your calls on the Yankees at 1-800-919-3776. Take up until 6 o'clock, and then it's Yankees-Red Sox right here on ESPN New York.
D'Agostino & Associates is a legacy firm, and I'm proud to be a part of that legacy. I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and like my father, I fight to get justice for the injured.
The hustle and grit of these streets shaped me. I'm John D'Agostino, and from the concrete to the courtroom, I built this injury firm 35 years ago to get accident victims justice. So call my team first, 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
You want justice? Think Jenna D'Agostino. Think D'Agostino & Associates. Justice isn't just a word. For us, it's a way of life. It's having compassion for your struggle and getting you paid for your pain. Now that's justice. D'Agostino & Associates means being there for the injured.
Seriously injured? Call my team first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
D'Agostino Law, Bite Back.
This fall, don't sit on the sideline because of pain.
If you're tired of waking up stiff, fighting neck, back, or joint pain, and missing out on the things you love, it's time to take action. Call Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain, New Jersey's top pain specialist. Dr. Shaw is the Ivy League trained, double board certified, and laser focused on one thing: getting you back in the game. Living pain-free, no surgery, no cuts, no downtime. Just precise image-guided treatments that deliver real results. Whether it's sciatica, nerve pain, migraine, or chronic joint pain, Dr. Shaw will personalize a non-surgical game plan just for you without pain medication. Same-day and next-day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. Most major insurances are accepted, so what are you waiting for? Don't let pain keep you out of the action this season. Visit Sandwell Pain to text, call, or book online. You'll wish you met Dr. J. Shaw a lot sooner. Relief starts today, and victory over pain is closer than you think.
Hey Yankees fans, hit your next adventure out of the park and onto the water with City Cruises New York. Sail your way to epic skyline views, delicious dining, and premium drinks. Upgrade your game day with a dining cruise, a cocktail sail, or a night with your favorite entertainers aboard City Cruises Live. Whether you're celebrating a win or just the weekend, City Cruises is a shipload of fun. Proud partner of the New York Yankees. Book today at citycruises.com/New York.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Now a look at the traffic with Jeff Fromm.
Guys, thank you much. A lot of stop and go through Queens right now on the westbound BQE. There is a crash, right lane blocked at the LIE. Even once you get around that, stays heavy at the Kosciuszko into Brooklyn, and that jam goes all the way down past the Brooklyn Bridge. Lots of stop and go through Queens on the LIE starting at the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway right out to the Cross Island. You've got a big mess in Nassau County for a crash westbound LIE, two-lane shutdown beyond exit 44. Outbound Holland 20, outbound Lincoln 5 to 10, the outbound George busy from all approaches. This report sponsored by ParkWiz. New Yorkers know the hacks, and here's one for parking. ParkWiz. Reserve ahead and pay up to 50% less than drive-up rates. With ParkWiz, you can book your parking in advance and skip the hassle of searching and save every time you park. Smarter parking starts here. Download the ParkWiz app today. I'm Jeff Fromm for 880 ESPN New York.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Sometimes you just can't take it anymore.
You're done. I'm done.
This is Let's Talk About It Tuesday.
And it's a really this idiot
with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Sponsored by BetterHelp.
That's right. It is sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health is health. And on this Talk About It Tuesday, we're also going to open the phone lines to you guys. If you have not yet gotten a chance, we've been doing all baseball, and you have strong feelings to get in on the Jets from last night, 1-800-919-3776. You can talk about it. You know, I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm going to pass the mic to an actual Jets fan. But, man, I got to tell you, I had a couple of real moments during that couch cast, which you could go back and watch right now on our YouTube page, that you may recall of me just absolutely screaming, oh, my God, this team sucks. And I wasn't being silly or performative. It is, even as a non-fan, just as someone who lives here and would like to see the team do well, they are defunct at a level that is so unimaginable at this point in every single aspect. Yesterday, they were offensively, they had a nice running attack, with the exception, of course, Allen getting hurt, but you saw some effectiveness there. Justin Fields cannot throw the ball downfield. As we were told, he cannot drop back and throw the ball. Off-time stuff, sure, that's how they get the touchdown, but he cannot drop back, and it really does prove my point that I've been getting towards over the last couple of weeks. Justin Fields was, for lack of a better word, pardon my couth, a half-ass attempt at trying to fill the quarterback position and just seeing what you can come up with.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing there. I have been a guy who defended him before. There's not a lot there.
It feels like whatever it is, it is.
It is.
It's not. It's not trending higher. It just is.
When the Dolphins would get the ball, and Tua obviously has not been the best version of Tua over the last year or so. Completely a different league altogether, watching Tua
throw the football.
And Tua isn't Josh Allen,
no,
right?
But when he has an open receiver, he
can
usually
hit
hits
them.
him.
And it's a spiral, and it's in stride.
Yeah, it's not a duck.
Defensively, awful. Special teams, not good. I was not impressed. I know I kept saying this, and I was being silly about it, but I do mean this. For all the sort of rah-rah team we've gotten from Aaron Glenn, I hated his attitude throughout the game. The look on his face was defeated from the second quarter, guys.
I think
I'm
it
sorry.
hit him. I think it hit him
but
during the game.
But it
the
can't
realization got to him.
that cannot show on your face.
Like it's the Alonzo morning where you shake your head and then you're like, yeah, because it's like, look at us, same old Jets. Oh, that's right. We are the same old Jets.
They lost Tyreek Hill. They lost Tyreek Hill.
And then they couldn't
Darren
guard
Waller lit you up.
Yeah, exactly. Talk about a Tuesday. We definitely need this on a Jets front because a lot of Jets fans need to talk about this today. And it's funny because I've actually talked to several Jet fans today via text, in person, and it was all the same thing. It's like, why are we like this? Why are we always like this? It's this feeling of inevitability, which is why the Aaron Rodgers injury, when it happened, was shocking for a millisecond and then was, well, yeah, that's what we are.
What did we think was going to happen?
Exactly. What other ending did we expect? So I just feel like that's where a lot of Jets fans are today, is this inevitability of suck. And that's exactly what you saw. And that's what you saw on the coach's face, who lived through two of the worst seasons the franchise has ever seen as a player, but then also was part of a renaissance because somebody took charge and somehow, some way, got you out of the suck. But it was brief. I don't even know where to begin when it comes to the game, but I'm more talking about just the emotion of a fan. And you guys didn't understand it when I was telling you yesterday that I am literally dead inside as a Jets fan. I don't know what to do. Because I want to be excited to watch football. I want to get into it. It's just, but how could you possibly have any faith or hope in this team when you look at it and you see, yeah, it's different people, but it looks the same. Constantly looks the same. And so all you can do, I have emotional abandonment right now with the team. I don't react emotionally to anything at this point. What happened last night, you saw us on the couch. And the fumble at the 1 yard line on the very first drive, it was just, like it's not even being mad anymore. Fumbling in the very next drive because the quarterback's trying to extend the play. Not surprised. And then the kickoff one where everybody's like, oh, the ball's down. What did I say? No, that's a fumble.
Oh, yeah, you knew.
I knew right away. No, that's a fumble. Oh, no, that ball, he might have been down. Nope, it's a fumble. And it certainly was. Did they get any calls?
Nope.
The one touchdown, the great catch by Garrett. A slight push-off, doesn't get it.
Darren Waller were both feet down in the back of the end zone? Yes, they were.
Yeah, they were. But if that penalty, now their penalties, they were so undisciplined. But that one, and then I'm trying to remember the tight end that caught the football and then got landed on by a lineman.
3 seconds late.
After the play. No flag on that either.
No flag.
So it's not that the officials are against you. You know what it is? Even the officials are like, this team sucks.
No, bad play begets bad luck.
Yes, but not even luck. It's more just I'm not even anticipating giving you a call. I'm always expecting you're going to be in the wrong.
Right.
And it's just that's what's happening right now. It goes beyond football, X's and O's, strategy. It is just something that is happening with this franchise that is, for a fan, it's like the disillusionment that you feel needs to be talked about. Because, honestly, I'm not even trying to be funny. Watching football on Sunday feels like I'm watching a different sport than when I watch my team
Don
play.
said this for years about the Giants, and it's been both teams in New York. They have both played, and particularly the Jets, the most awful brand of football you could ever see.
It's a really, really hard place to be. And God bless the ones today that are like, well, they got the Cowboys next week, and they could get, and it's like,
Well,
stop.
that's what I want that to be my talk about it Tuesday. Is I feel bad for Allen, and I get Allen, and I think that's the way every Jet fan should have gone into this season. The Jets did not talk it up. They had a brand new head coach. They got rid of Aaron Rodgers, who was winning games in Pittsburgh.
By the way, that could be another talk about it.
Right. Because they wanted to have zero expectations. They knew this was going to be a tough season, and they wanted you to just be along for the slow burn, which is difficult to do for Jet fans because they've been burning for the last 14 years. They've been burning for the last 50 years. But they've been told, no, we've got a brand new head coach. We're not going to put a bunch of unusual expectations on him, and we're just going to really soft shoe this for a while until we begin to figure it out. A lot of things had to get cleaned up. You're not going to be able to clean up the mess from last year and the year before overnight, and certainly not in the first 4 weeks, okay? And I still think Aaron Glenn could be a good coach. But here's the problem that a lot of Jet fans had. During the offseason, I think this team could win 7 games. I think this team could win 8 games. You're doing that to yourself. There was never any reason to believe that. If you paid attention to what the Jets were selling you, if you paid attention to how things have gone their entire football history, there was never any reason to be optimistic. But Jet fans, for whatever reason, want to be because they want to live on hope, which is fine. But the hope is more the red hope that we were talking about in Shawshank Redemption. Like, don't do it, man, because they're going to disappoint you. So if you were sitting there going, I think this team can win 8 games, I think they can be live in December, that's on you, man. That's on you. There was no reason to think that. This was the one year you could have kicked your feet up and said, I'm just going to watch and see if this guy can coach and see if he can clean it up. And hopefully it gets a little better and a little better and a little better and eventually be proud of the team. It's a terrible place
standard.
To be, but that's where they are.
Not even a young quarterback to watch. Just I'm going to watch the coach to see if he can do anything.
So your alternative then is to put false hope and false bravado into the season only to disappoint yourself more?
They should have signed Aaron Rodgers for 10 rather than guarantee 30 to Justin Fields.
And once they didn't do that, they were sending you the message, it's not about 2025.
Yeah.
Because if they sign Rodgers, then there would have been, hey, this guy played great in the second half of the season. And now they're going to have a coach that's going to be disciplined, and now they're going to be able to win some games. They didn't want you to think that. They wanted a new sheriff in town, and this was going to be that type of year. But still, you sold yourself. And now you sit there angry at 0-4, which is exactly where you figured they were going to be in the first place. But no, you thought, and they're still going to think, Alan, break here, break there. We could have won against Miami. We could have won against Pittsburgh. We could have beaten Tampa. We could be 3-1 right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not 3-1. You're 0-4 because your team's not any good right now. They're still making dumb penalties. They still don't know what they're doing. Eventually, you hope that they're going to get it. Remember, he came from a program in Detroit where they won 1-15. And then eventually they got it. That's what the Jets are trying to sell you. Now, I don't know if it's going to work out or not, but don't sit there and give yourself the false hope only to be defeated again like you usually are, because that's what ends up happening with this team.
Tell me again when I had hope. Because if you remember, at the start of the season when you guys kept trying to pump my tires about Justin Fields and a new coach, and you couldn't believe that I had nothing.
No,
I was feeling nothing. That's why. I understood
No, you were right.
No, Don, I understood there was zero expectations. I had none.
But there were Jet fans that did.
Yes, but you're talking to me right now.
Right.
I was not expecting anything. And so where I am right now is not because they let me down. It's because how could it possibly look worse? That's my point, is that even in a year where I did not expect anything, I was not going into this year with pom-tom, nothing. All right, Aaron Glenn, former Jet, blood in the ground, connection to Bill Parcells. All of it looked good to me. Fine, but I still am at a point now with everything that this franchise has been through for the last 15 years. Now, you're going to have to show me. Like, I'm not buying in. Justin Fields, guy on his third team.
Well, that ship sailed.
These are things that I am not going to just suddenly just be all in. I'm not going to blindly jump in and say, I'm all in with this. No. But as you've watched these games, and especially none more than last night on national television, Monday Night Football, against your rival, another team that doesn't have a win, a coach who's on the hot seat, and you play like that, that's where I use the word disillusioned. It's disillusionment. I know he's trying to turn the battleship around, and it's going to take a while. I get it. Totally understand. I'm going to watch and see. But I can't get emotional about it. I can't get caught up in it. But I can tell you that it is right now disillusionment. There's nothing else to feel. Hope, anticipation?
No.
None of it. None of it exists. That's emotional abandonment.
Just hope it gets better.
But I know I can't leave my team.
No,
I can't,
you just hope it gets better.
My dad used to say when I was growing up, when I would get pissed off at the end of a season of something, he'd always tell me, like, you don't have to root for him. He'd tell me, like, you're making yourself crazy. You don't need to root for them. There's other things you can do in life. And I just said, I what am I supposed to do? I have to. This is the team. This is my team. And so I am not going to get caught up. I am not going to be mad. I'm not going to rant. I'm not going to get, if they win a game this year, think, okay, we figured it out. I'm not doing the moral victory thing. None of it. I'm just going to sit and observe and see if this thing does get right at some point. And I'm hoping the Detroit Lions thing that he's trying to sell to everybody, look what happened with Detroit Lions, and you all laughed at us in that first year, but how did it go since then?
That's what he's hoping.
That's what you're hoping for, and if it happens, God bless. But I am not going to give any more of my emotion to this franchise.
And you shouldn't. There's no fraudulence.
And I thought there was an opportunity to at least open it up with Fields to see what you got. They don't want to do that because I don't think they think he's any good.
They know he can't.
They signed him as just a stopgap until they figure out what they're going to do.
They wanted to run the ball.
Unfortunately, this may not be the draft where the next great quarterback
they wanted to
comes
run
out,
the ball because they know he can run, and they've got two other guys that really can run, and that's what they're going to do: run the ball, run the ball.
You just hope. I know you hate that word. That it will gradually get better
at some point
to where it looks like it's heading in the right direction by the end of the season.
Yeah,
and that's all they sold you to start with. So that's all I'm talking. I'm not talking to you. I'm just talking to all those fans. They told you that this was going to be the season. They told you.
Yes.
You didn't want to believe it. Oh, I think they can do this. I think they can do that. No, they can't. Now just hope that all of this ends up moving eventually in the right directions. That the ship that slowly turns will eventually turn in the right direction.
But I've got to start
the Legos begin to build all the analogies he throws out there.
Don't you need to see some? You said this about the Giants. You do need at some point to see some tangible evidence. The first thing that Aaron Glenn talked about was discipline. He brought referees into training camp.
So far, hasn't worked.
So that he'd call penalties in drills. How'd that work out? They still have that problem. I need to see something tangible that makes me feel like, okay, at least it's different. At least there's the new sheriff in town thing. At least I'm starting to see a change.
Well,
but this is same old Jets.
Well, that's the scary thing is he's already cut a player. It didn't matter. There are reports that reporters could hear him screaming at the team.
In the locker room. The locker room was next to the media room, so they could hear it.
Let's see what happens against Dallas. Because if all these things, screaming at the team, cutting players isn't going to work, then he's not going to work. But maybe eventually it takes. It is just 4 weeks. But just get ready. This is going to be an unentertaining season. You just hope that by the time they walk off the field in Week 17, that it looks a lot better than it does now.
I just maintain this. And
all you got.
We got to break and take calls from the people. But
yes.
What I didn't love about Glenn was he came in, blank and vinegar. You know what I mean? And we know what his approach was.
Yeah.
Yesterday was a sort of ish hits the fan moment. And it seemed like early enough in that game when they still could have won, he seemed resigned to I'm done and I'm going to scream at these guys after the game. That I did not get the dancing down the sideline on a last-minute blocked field goal, Aaron Glenn. I'm fed up. This team sucks, Aaron Glenn. To Don's point, I hope that whatever he decided to do there and did after the game translates to something on Sunday. Because if it doesn't, it's going to get late early.
Yeah,
and you're going to run out of tricks pretty quick.
Right.
And we talked last night, and everyone said I was crazy when they said, when could the hot seat start? And I said, quicker than you think.
Yeah, I don't think it's...
You get to 0-8, 0-9.
Owner can't do that. But
Alan, don't light it off. It will get hot.
Where you're correct, though, is him lighting up the team behind closed doors, but not at the podium, is the right thing to do. Because the podium thing is all for show.
Oh, I totally agree.
But do it in the room and then come out in the podium and just talk like he had a very measured tone post-game and even today.
I would have.
That's the right thing to do.
If it was my team and it's who I was pulling for, I would have rather have seen from him in the second half last night still claps. We're in this. We're fighting. Not every shot. Go back. I still want you to do a compilation.
I told you
he was staring to the gods.
The director cut to him a million times.
Oh, they knew. They said, this guy looks despondent.
Yep.
Anyways, let's talk. The phone lines are jammed. But that's Talk About It Tuesday on this Tuesday, sponsored by BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month of therapy. We'll talk to you next.
Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Okay, girls, ready to go?
Yeah! Mom, I'm hungry. Can I have a snack? Me too, Mommy.
You want a snack?
Yeah.
Got it?
Children learn from our behaviors.
Mommy, can you open this,
All right, hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, here.
Thank you.
They learn what is okay from the adults they see.
Mommy, are you on your phone?
If you're a distracted driver, chances are they will be too. What kind of driver are you raising? Funded by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out there enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. That's where Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. And he builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same day or next day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Saturday, October 4th at Sports Illustrated Stadium, the New York Red Bulls take on FC Cincinnati with kickoff set for 7:30 p.m. Start your matchup early with the going to the Boulevard at 4:30. Then enjoy the pregame activations, giveaways, and live performances. Then at 5:45, catch the Red Bulls on the red carpet. Tickets open at 6 p.m. or gates open at 6 p.m. For the first 10,000 fans, they'll get a reversible Red Bulls bucket hat. For your chance to win a family 4-pack, enter now through the ESPN New York app. Just click the contest tile and submit your entry. Bring the crew and secure your seats at NewYorkRedBulls.com. Plan ahead and travel smart. The Harrison Path Station is closed Saturday, October 4th. Free shuttles will run from Journal Square to the stadium. All right, let's hear from you. 1-800-919-3776. Let's go to Mike in Los Angeles. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Mike?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, man.
Hey, Mike.
I want to let you guys know you guys are the best. I'm a former Division I football player. I just had to get this out. My brother, he's a huge Jets fan, and I had teammates. Man, we played football. My teammates from high school played for a bunch of great coaches, and we talk about a lot of the same things you guys talk about. So you guys keep it locker room talk is great. And I think Adam Glenn, he's a defensive coordinator. He is not a head coach, and you can just tell the first 4 games, you can tell when a coach, when he's all bark and no bite, and that gets the players. And us players, we talk about it, and we have plenty of coaches that are coaching on the league, you know how it's a portal, and we can tell. And this guy's a defensive coordinator; he's not a head coach.
Well,
I think it hit him yesterday, and I think he quit on his team. And I think him cutting that kid in the beginning of the season, he has to tread lightly because guys don't like that. Now, guys can't focus up on a line of scrimmage. They're not even formidable. If you're cutting guys for making mistakes, then you got to cut everybody because everybody's making mistakes. So I don't think guys in the locker room like that. And I think he has to tread lightly, and I think I give him 2 years because he's a defense coordinator. He is not a head coach.
Well, the thing is, he's never been a head coach. You see, this is the risk you run.
He's got to learn.
When you're going to go in a rebuild, which is, I guess, what the Jets are.
Perpetually.
And you bring in a coach that's never been a head coach before. So you don't know. Well, there's been a lot of great defensive coordinators that never turned out to be good head coaches. Ray Hanley was a good coordinator. Buddy Ryan was a good coordinator. Did not translate. Don Coryell. These are great coordinators that just didn't make for great head coaches. And you don't know. He's never done it before. But that doesn't mean that through 4 games you could tell he can't do it. But there was a revealing moment when I was driving home. I put the postgame on. I was listening to his postgame. I don't know if we've got the cut. Rich Cimini asked him, is this harder than you expected it to be?
It's a great question.
And he's like, I wouldn't say it wasn't what I expected, but you could hear in his voice was like, it's a lot more. You don't know it till you do it, right? I mean, you come in with these grandiose plans, and you saw how Parcells did it, and you saw how Campbell did it, and you think you know, and then you find out, A, it's a lot harder than you thought. B, the team's probably a lot worse than you thought, and it's going to take a lot more. It's going to take longer than you thought. But then it doesn't mean he can't get there, but you don't know. He's never done it before.
Dan Campbell went through it.
Yeah, and he went 1-15, and that's what you hope.
And that's exactly it, is you got to see it. What I find amazing, because it was a great question from Rich, is that he answered it. Because, if you're still in that defiant, putting up that
we've been saying he's less defiant.
Joe football.
He's a little less defiant.
I was built for this. You'd get some kind of answer like that. but he gave you a thoughtful answer.
No, he's starting to be
tells
more,
you a lot.
And I mean this in a positive way. He is starting to be more vulnerable and like a human
Well, he
being.
has
you
to
have
be.
to be. You don't know when the wind's coming, so you now better get human with people.
And that's why I said it was basically performative. He tried to lay out a bravado, but none of it means anything until you go out there and you start winning games. And he's been humbled. I'm not saying he thought it was going to be easy, but he's realizing that there's a lot more to it than just cutting a guy or saying something or being mean and like, oh, it's a tough time. This is a different world. We're not the same old Jets. Well, until further notice, you are.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
The
good news is it's year one. So
it's only a month in, right?
And it's a month in. So even whatever happens, he knows he'll get the chance to try. It just starts as you're a head coach and you don't win games in a market like this. It just gets intense in a way that you have never experienced in your entire life.
Well, you know what's good for him is that eventually it's just going to get to where you're being ignored. You know, the Yankees are in the playoffs. Right now, they're going to make a run. Eventually, the basketball season is going to start.
And the
more they
Giants
lose,
are-
the more people aren't just going to pay attention.
And the Giants are stealing attention.
You know what? Take advantage of that.
Yep.
Like, no, you're not under the microscope anymore. Nobody cares anymore, and now you can just get down to business.
You know, it is a great point. Now they've got a Thursday night game, but I don't think they have much nationally, right? The rest of the way,
They'll
they
have
probably
the
have a
Thursday night
Sunday.
game, and that's it. And they'll be probably flexed out of anything.
Maybe true, but so that's almost the best thing that can happen for the Jets right now. Is what I'm feeling. Is I'm becoming apathetic.
Yeah.
Where I'll keep an eye on it, but I'm not.
But knowing this
not
fan
all in.
base, if for some reason, and I'm already seeing it on social media, Adam Gase was 0-4, and in Week 5 they played the Cowboys and they beat the Cowboys. So there's already that. Well, if we beat the Cowboys,
come on,
because again they're holding on to
And
something.
how did Adam Gase work out?
Well, how does anything work?
No, but I think the scary thing is because it's so hard to rebuild in New York. It's so difficult to do it that you almost need that cover of other things
It's
going
true.
on so that you're ignored.
It's true because eventually people are just not going to care,
Yeah.
and you got to go about your business. And
I'd
do
almost
what you
prefer
gotta
it
do.
right now.
And that's the good news with no quarterback that has a future here is that it's not like you have Jackson Dart. Now we got to watch every week and see what he does. He's not even really developing a quarterback here.
No, now I'm watching college football again. Okay, who's
Yeah.
good?
And by the way, it's not a great year. It sounds
Not a
like
good year.
to
Mel Kiper's got his
But things
quarterback
can
rankings
change.
coming, so we'll see.
1 hour until Yankees right here on ESPN New York.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
D'Agostino & Associates is a legacy firm, and I'm proud to be a part of that legacy. I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and like my father, I fight to get justice for the injured.
The hustle and grit of these streets shaped me. I'm John D'Agostino, and from the concrete to the courtroom, I built this injury firm 35 years ago to get accident victims justice. So call my team first, 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
You want justice? Think Jenna D'Agostino. Think D'Agostino & Associates. Justice isn't just a word. For us, it's a way of life. It's having compassion for your struggle and getting you paid for your pain. Now that's justice. D'Agostino & Associates means being there for the injured.
Seriously injured? Call my team first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back.
Now a look at the traffic with Jeff Fromm.
All right, guys, thank you much. And the ride on the west side of town just got a little bit tougher heading up the West Side Highway at 96th Street. That's a crash. You're jammed back into the 50s, and delays continue beyond that heading for the outbound George. Outbound George pretty slow for most approaches. Outbound Lincoln 15 to 20. Outbound Holland at least 25. Could be a little bit more off Canal and Varick Street. You've also got a crash on the eastbound belt through Brooklyn. That's at Pennsylvania Ave. You're jammed out of Coney Island right now. And delays crossing Staten Island right off the Verrazano heading out towards 440. This report is sponsored by ParkWiz. New Yorkers know the hacks, and here's one for parking. ParkWiz. Reserve ahead and pay up to 50% less than drive-up rates. With ParkWiz, you can book your parking in advance, skip the hassle of searching, and save every time you park. Smarter parking starts here. Download the ParkWiz app today. I'm Jeff Fromm for 880 ESPN New York.
Your fantasy roster is set. The Smack Talk is heating up, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
501 in the big city, Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Just looking at the overhead shot of Yankee Stadium. Fans beginning to file in. 6 o'clock, game one. We've already got a game in the books as the Tigers hold on, beat the Guardians 2-1. So Cleveland's facing elimination tomorrow. Cubs, they're up 2-1.
7th inning.
And so these
one out.
The first two games have been outstanding so far. Low scoring, good pitching. That's kind of what you expect.
So tonight at the stadium.
Yes.
Because, you know, like Nelly was talking about, it's true. Like we felt it today. We hit 80 degrees again today in New York City. But it's not going to have that October, little nip in the air. But, 70, 68 degrees. It's comfortable, right?
What's interesting is just the way things. It's
don't
September.
rain.
It's still September.
I know.
Like a year ago today was that doubleheader the Mets played against the Braves. So it was the Monday after the season.
I was in LA.
So there was the next day the season. It was October 1st, but he's right. It's like 85 degrees. It doesn't feel.
But you know what? Tomorrow night, because tomorrow we're
Give
not.
it to me. Give me something. Give me 61.
80 degrees today is the last we'll see of 80.
Okay.
We're not getting over 70 for the rest of the week.
Oh, you kidding me?
Tomorrow night, low 60s.
I got to tell you guys,
two.
tomorrow night's going to be a complicated evening for some of the Jewish Yankee fans in the world.
It does. It does happen every year, right?
It's not always. No, not always. But tomorrow it's the start of Yom Kippur, which is like the holiest 24-hour period of the year, and it basically will include. You generally have to have dinner. The final meal before the fast is on the early side, like right around first pitch. Now, some people who aren't even generally that religious, believe me, I relate, don't watch TV on the holidays either. Now, if you're not really that religious and you're a Yankee fan, I'm sure you're putting that aside this year.
Maybe you put the radio on, or just literally no.
Listen, you'd have to be pretty
technology.
We definitely have people religious enough that they're going to miss both games.
Now, what is
they're going to miss tomorrow night and most of the next night.
What is the law? Like, what is the way it's supposed to be done?
Well, listen, this is the part where Michael gets upset because Michael believes that there's no such thing as a la carte religion. You either have to do it as the rabbis would do or just sit out altogether.
What do the rabbis do? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
The rabbis are not, from the second sundown tomorrow hits till sundown the next night, there's nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
No electronics, no engaging with any sort of anything.
But how did this start pre-electronics?
How did it start pre-electronics?
Yeah.
It meant just it's a time to reflect and do nothing except pray.
So
Essentially.
Like literally nothing. Because you said
Yes.
don't engage with anything.
Yes. Now,
I mean, other people?
No. You could engage with other people.
Oh,
You
okay.
could go to synagogue. You could take a walk during the day.
And it's a full 24-hour fast?
It's full 24-hour fast. A lot of people will go to like a body of water, and there's like a tradition where you might rip off pieces of challah bread, like you're throwing your sins in the water, and you throw your sins in the water. But again, it all depends on how religious you are. For me, my thing I try to do is just not engage with work or social media and things like that, and reflect.
It's gonna be tough for you.
It is hard for me, but I am gonna try. I'm gonna delete the apps for that day. I'm just gonna delete the apps.
Delete the app.
Yeah, I can't scroll in Instagram Reels and pretend like I'm having a day
Did
of
you see
reflection.
Peter be like, "Hey guys, just fasting right here, really reflecting."
I've never done that. I've never done that. It's a good point though. If I did it in advance, and timed it, you could set the timer to do it.
Throw it up. Hey guys, just fasting right now, just really reflecting on life.
So I'm not worried about people like me because I'm like open with my fraudulence. It's the other people though who are both simultaneously pretty significantly religious and also religious about the Yankees.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll call us. They're the ones right now sort of stressing. And my guess is the move for some will be turning on the TV or radio tomorrow afternoon before the holiday and then leaving it on for 24 hours. I think you can cheat the system that way.
But they'd consider that cheating, right?
That's cheating too?
Well, it depends. See, by the way,
what if you asked your neighbor?
That's a thing.
To put the radio on.
Confirm that's a thing.
Loud, and I'll just sit by the window.
No, you can have your neighbor come turn on your radio.
Isn't there a name for it?
I literally, so this is where
Sounds like it'd be a nice side business.
So this is where I get into religion being.
You want me to come over?
This is where I get into religion being a joke.
Right.
Because if you're doing a thing where you're having your neighbor cheat the system for you, aren't we now? Isn't this now yo-yo?
Yeah, of course it's
well,
yo-yo.
that's what Michael was talking about, a la carte.
No. See, Michael's talking about something different though, because the most religious people do this nonsense I'm talking about. Michael would get mad at me because, for example, I observe Yom Kippur, but I don't observe Tu B'Shvat or whatever the other holiday you haven't heard of is. And I'm just trying to explain, like, but Don, you're a Catholic. Are you doing much besides Easter and Christmas?
No.
Exactly.
But
But
here's the thing.
That's what we do.
But what Michael and I always argued with you, like you'll take those holidays off.
Just Yom Kippur.
Okay.
No Rosh Hashanah.
That
I work for Rosh Hashanah.
And because you're like, well, Don, you don't work Christmas. Because they offer me the day off. But if the NHL was like the NBA and they played on Christmas, like Alan's got to play on Christmas.
I did last year. I called the game at the Garden.
If the
left my house in the morning.
the Devils had a game on Christmas, I'd work it.
Well,
I wouldn't go to MSG and say, listen, it's Christmas, I'm not working.
Yeah.
I've always worked on the holidays because it was always a time and a half. Or
NBA always plays on Easter.
The full
you work on Easter?
And I work on Easter.
The full timers would take off, and that would be my chance to try to impress and do shows or work. I'm only taking those holidays off as a Christian because they're offered to me.
Can I make a complicated, nuanced point, though?
Please.
That you couldn't do most places, but I think here we're intelligent enough to do it, and this is where the nuance comes to being.
Oh, boy.
No, it's not that complicated.
Okay.
But, here's the thing about being Jewish versus being Christian. And I wonder, I don't know, maybe Muslims feel the same way. When you're not the main religion that most are, there's an obligation, just being honest, that I feel. My parents, it's been instilled in me, if you are a proud Jewish person, to just work through Yom Kippur, there's a certain level of guilt to it. Like, I'm the Jewish guy. I shouldn't be on the air on Yom Kippur. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. If it was the world's biggest thing, they said, we're launching the new signal that day, and we're all coming together, am I going to work that day? Yes, I probably am. But on a given regular every year that day comes, you feel a sense of obligation if you're a proud person to say, this is the one day of the year where you demonstrate your Jewishness. I know it may sound silly, but I don't think that same pressure always applies to people who are not of a minority religious group. You don't feel a need for people to know. It's hard to explain.
It depends on how you grow up. I mean, my grandmother didn't like that I worked on Christmas. I had to try to explain to her.
She said, this is sports phone. These people need these scores.
Yeah, but
these scores aren't going to read themselves, Grandma.
No,
there's a lot.
It depends on
it's
how
complex.
religious you are.
Every family
there's
has
Catholic
its own
guilt.
Thing.
There's Russian Orthodox guilt. There's Muslim guilt.
There's
Catholic guilt. What it really is, parents guilting their kids. It's not even religion. It's just a chance to guilt your kids.
It's a great point. It's the message I get on Ash Wednesday. If we have a game that night and I'm on the air and she's, where's your ashes? And I'm like, well, I had to wipe them off. I'm going on the air. Like, you don't want to see it.
Some people do it, though.
But now I've noticed it's become a thing where some people leave them on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, so should I do that?
It's
because I usually I'll get the ashes and I'll do. But if I have to go on the air, it's like, all right, I don't want to be a distraction. I just and then I realize like, wait, other people are leaving the ashes on. I guess maybe I should, and everybody will know what it is, right? But
some people do try to fast during the 40 days of Lent.
And then there's that.
Fasting during the 40 days of Lent? Well, I should do it just for dietary purposes.
Well, the other thing was is that
no, like what you like
give up
full
something.
fast.
Think about it. Think how skinny you'd be if you just turned Catholic.
40 days?
Oh yeah, you'd be in great shape. You'd feel
now,
good.
Don, you're not an Ash guy, right?
I am not an Ash guy. I was when I went to Catholic school, and we'd go during.
But you
that
retired
Wednesday.
from the Ash.
Yes. I mean, here's religion to me in a nutshell.
Go ahead.
I have a personal relationship with God, and it's none of your business.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what I do.
I like that.
I don't care.
that.
I'm not a big recruiter.
I respect
I'm good.
it.
I do it my way.
Yep.
And that's the way it is.
It's funny.
I 100% agree.
We should always be like that in everything in life.
Well, that's why
so many things.
If only we were all like that about everything
I
that we believe in. That'd be great.
I think I got it figured out, and then when we're all dead, we'll find out who was right. Right? We're gonna find out. For all you know, I'm dead wrong, or you know what? They'll be like, Don, you knew. How'd you know?
I always joke about that. My thing is we all do these religious things. We think we know. We're doing the right thing. There's a chance there's one thing like we're all getting wrong. Like there's a chance when every one of us that eats meat, we're getting up there and it's time to meet the Lord. And he goes, hold on. Were you eating all the little animals? Yeah.
That's
the ones
not
that were
what
slaughtered.
we did before.
What do you think? I made those beautiful animals. Send them right to hell. And we're all going to hell.
Right.
We don't know.
Listen,
You killed the trees for paper?
Wait, for paper? You think it was that important that you had to write your silly little human ideas on the paper? You killed my trees?
Listen.
Gone.
I don't know.
Then he'll go. Oh, you were a Jets fan.
Oh, no.
You've already been in hell.
Yeah. You know what?
It's another. They should change the. It's limbo, right?
Purgatory.
Purgatory.
That is being a Jets fan.
Well, there's purgatory where you get punished for what you did wrong before you can go to heaven. Then there's limbo where they're not really sure where to put you.
Like defending your life.
Yeah,
It's a fantastic Albert Brooks vehicle if you haven't seen it.
It is so underrated. It might be one of the most underrated
Couldn't
movies
agree more.
ever made.
If you've never seen it, Alan?
No.
Alan.
It's funny, but it's not even about it being funny. Like
It's about how it makes your brain
He took
go.
an angle on death that I don't think anybody's ever taken before. But it really makes you think. It's well written. It's well acted.
Essentially, you go to purgatory and you get a lawyer, and the lawyer represents you and tries to prove to God and everybody else why you deserve to either keep living, go to heaven, or go to hell. And in doing so, the lawyer can pull up your history and show it to the courtroom on the screen. Right. So they literally show, like Albert Brooks' character, the most cowardice moment of his life. And he has to sit there and watch as a child this cowardice moment where you're just cringing at the things that you've done.
Yep.
It's pretty amazing.
Okay.
Go watch it if you get a chance.
It is really, and I just.
And if you're Jewish, have a neighbor turn it on for you on the holiday.
And one of the funniest things is the past lives pavilion, because you do have previous lives, and you get to go to this place. And
reincarnation.
You get to see what you were before.
Oh yeah, it's
and
a lot
because
of
he's
great
such
stuff.
a slub, like he gets like eaten by a dinosaur, like or something. Like it's just no matter what life he was in, he was like the same guy, but just in different eras of the planet. It was I'm a big Albert Brooks fan.
Oh, he's a genius.
Again, don't feel bad. Nobody really knows about this movie, but it's absolutely terrific.
It sounds very interesting.
Levi's in Brooklyn. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Good. So I just want to give some perspective. Love the show, by the way. I'm a religious Jew in Brooklyn. The religion comes first, the Yankees second, and your show third. But there's an unsung hero. I agree with Peter that, if you're listening to the radio through your neighbor's window, that doesn't count. That's fraud. But the unsung heroes are the security guards in the synagogue who have all us religious guys say, hey, what's the score? Any update? Happening all over town.
Oh, yeah.
When these games are being played on Yom Kippur.
So what are you doing, by the way, as a religious Jew? What is your plan for the next 2 days?
Well, tonight obviously we dialed into the game, go Yanks.
Locked in, no problems there.
And for Wednesday, tomorrow evening, it's a bythought. I'm going to be thinking about it here and there. I'm still human, but once Yom Kippur is over, we tune back in. Wherever we're holding, we're holding.
So you won't know what happens. Oh, no, you could ask someone. You'll ask someone
I
that day.
could ask someone. So some people will get the newspaper delivered on Thursday morning, and we'll get to speak in synagogue and say, hey, did you see anything? So by the time Yom Kippur is over on Thursday evening, I'll probably know the score and what happened in Game 2, but I wouldn't have seen a highlight. I wouldn't know anything else. I wouldn't know any updates, injuries, or
This is a very hard thing. I truly hope. Thank you for the call, Levi. I really hope that when you get up to the pearly gates, God appreciates this level of commitment. Because if it was a Commanders playoff game, guys, I'm gonna be honest, it'd be tough.
But I admire the people that are committed to that. I think that's if it's important to them. David in the car, you're on ESPN New York. What's up, Dave?
Hey, boys. How you doing?
Good.
Good. I want to thank you, first off, for talking about Yom Kippur. Appreciate it. I hope everybody has a healthy, prosperous, sweet New Year. And, Peter, I just want to gently, I believe you were talking about tashlich, which is the practice of throwing the bread into the water for your sins. You cannot do that on Yom Kippur.
Oh, it's on Rosh Hashanah the week before.
Correct. And, that's correct. And there's some other loopholes around where you can do it afterward as well, but not
on the day of.
Not during Yom Kippur. You cannot do it that day. So I want to make sure that you don't do it on Yom Kippur.
I would hate a faulty tashlich, and I that's my mistake. It's been a few years. Since I came to New York, I haven't really found my own synagogue yet. I suppose now that I have the baby, we have to do that. So I'm out of practice.
I was just thinking, how sports is a religion to people, right? And if I were somehow to document all the fraud stuff, and if they had, and if you documented, if you kept notes on Fraud Alert Friday, right, and then asteroid hits the planet 1,000 years from now, they discover this and confuse me talking about sports as like a religion. And people
you'd be like God.
And people they're like, no, you're not allowed to wear the jersey of a team that's in your division. Right?
Don's 10 commandments.
You're not allowed. You're not allowed to root for multiple teams in your same community.
By the way, these are
Don did.
Yeah, we need these.
Like if there was just a big misunderstanding,
Wait,
that'd be like a good movie premise.
How about tomorrow's top 5? Tomorrow's list is Don's. Right, Don's
top 5 rules.
Don's sports commandments. Thou shalt not.
I don't know. I feel kind of uncomfortable. It's
that's
dancing a little bit too close
I don't
to the
think
fire.
so.
I know. I think you do it.
The 5 sports commandments.
God complex. Bring
and
it.
what's number 1?
Yeah,
like
that's
thou shalt
the
not kill.
Most important one.
Let's be honest. Thou shalt not kill. That's number 1, right?
Yeah. We're really bad. We break that a lot, don't we?
As
a people.
I have it personally.
No, I'm saying as a people.
Yeah,
you talk about a la carte. The 10 Commandments are a la carte.
A la carte. Yeah, you choose the ones you like.
Not. Come on. I don't think he put them in a top 10 order. These are the 10.
But
right?
one was met with order.
It's okay.
We do a lot of coveting.
A lot of coveting.
Wait, and isn't there one about talking badly about people?
Probably. Yeah,
we don't even know. I think besmirching is in there.
You know what? We could really go back, and if you check all 10, is there one that people really do abide with?
I'm looking at
Is
this
there
up right now.
just one that it's like,
Wait,
nobody does that?
Hold on, Don. Your top 5 commandments. What are the 5 you actually honor? What are the 10? Here we go. All right, 10 commandments.
I don't.
Keep on with the call.
I don't steal. I don't kill.
Something just happened. I'm going to kill somebody.
No, he didn't say he'll talk
he said
about
he's
it.
gonna.
I want to kill him. I want to strangle him dead with my bare hands.
All right, hold on. No other gods. Okay, some people follow that one.
I don't follow.
No.
Thou shalt not make.
Ed Cranepool is your god.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. How about a new commandment? Can you use English we understand?
Yeah,
I don't even understand what that means.
How about English?
Things adjust. So
can we translate?
Was that the no false idols, basically?
That's false idols.
That is false idols.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord in vain.
Forget it. Done.
Good Lord, we're bad at that.
Yeah, exactly. You take a Michael K. Won't say the F word. He's using the Lord's name in vain every day.
Every day.
I don't know about every day, but a lot. Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. Some people do that.
Good.
Honor thy father and thy mother. Some do it well.
Yeah,
some not so much. Like in Don's house, Don did. Dave, not so much. 6, thou shalt not kill.
Right.
To Alan's point, Personally, most of us do well with it. Societally, not great.
good.
It's strange that it took till 6 to throw that one out.
That feels like an option.
7, thou shalt not commit adultery. Go ahead.
All right,
Just get past this one.
That one probably is the one
I have
that you
not
might as well
done
just
that.
erase.
I have not. I have not done
God
that.
bless you.
But it's been done.
No, it's
been done.
It's
right now.
I'm not saying I'm better. Listen, a lot of it's opportunity. I have not done it.
All right, thou shalt not steal.
Yeah,
I have never stolen anything.
Really, never
knowingly. No, steal
for me, so I am not a stealer, but I have had like 1 or 2 moments. There was a moment at WPGC, my first radio station, where like there were some DJs who left their records there for like years on end. And I remember
not stealing.
At some point I was like, it's been too many years and I need it.
Well, the fact that you waited that long to do it shows you're a good guy, right?
Oh, thank you. I tried. 9, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. What does that mean? Anthony, you were the most recently in a religious school.
Lying about something
Don't lie on people.
Saying somebody did something that they didn't do. Blaming them for something that is.
So don't lie on people.
Right. Don't accuse people of things they didn't do.
Yeah.
And then covet thy neighbor's house, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. That's a tough one.
That's a tough.
Because we're all coveting something.
Because that's envy, right?
That's
a beautiful.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
That's almost a driving force, right?
Don't you think
that's trying to be as good as
we are
people.
breaking that.
That's
constantly.
broken on social media on a daily basis.
Every moment you open the app.
Oh yeah.
And it's funny. You know, I'm not a religious guy, but you follow some of these ones, particularly like the big picture ones or whatever. They're obvious. It's the smaller ones that I'm not even worried about you being a good moral person. If you followed the smaller ones, you'd be a happier person. You'd be a better person for yourself.
Well, 3-1 Cubs, by the way, now. Bottom of the 8th.
This show does so many things well.
I didn't have this on my bingo card.
You didn't?
No, this was not expected, but fun.
3 topics.
But I just
had
wanted
today.
to update that. So the Cubs opening up a 2-run lead on the Padres.
Let's go to Danny in Center Point. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Danny?
Hey, Danny.
Oh, poor,
hey guys,
poor Danny.
Fellas, I mean, specifically you, Alan.
Did
right?
you take the flag down? You took it down?
I didn't, Alan, but that's my point in the call. Like, when do I get a chance to make a phone call to you guys and feel good and rejoice and feel positive, right? We talked about this last week. I didn't have expectations, just like you, Alan, but show me something.
Mm-hmm.
Give me something. Resemble a team that gets what your coach is trying to sell, and we're not getting it, man. It is a disgrace. Again, on Monday Night Football, how many times, Alan, have we seen it where we're completely embarrassed in front of the nation, and people must scratch their heads and say, how the heck does anybody root for this team? Let me just tell you something real quick, guys. This is how sick and what a moron I am, okay? First off, the last enjoyment that I had with this team, I took the ride up to Buffalo in 2015 thinking that we could make the playoffs.
My God.
That is the last little bit of
that's the kick in the nuts right there. Oh, my God.
So that's the last little enjoyment that this team even remotely has given me, and that is 10 years ago to this point, right?
Yep.
Yesterday, I'm cruising home, Alan, and I can appreciate it because you're saying you go to see your daughter play at St. Anthony's. By the way, Alan, what does she play? Lacrosse? What does she play?
Volleyball.
Volleyball. Okay.
Yeah.
So my daughter was a pitcher for softball.
Nice.
She's in South Carolina, University of South Carolina. I went to the Gamecocks game, and I'm cruising home yesterday after 12 hours, and I want to stop. And my wife looks at me and says, "You're not going to stop, babe, at all? Like, you're really going to do this?" I said, "You know what? I want to get home for the game, babe. I want to make a little dinner." What is wrong with me? What in God's name is wrong? I tried to fight through Jersey traffic to cross Bronx to come out to us, Alan, right? Because you know where I'm from.
Yep.
And
Not far
I
from
battled this whole thing to get home for that game. For what? For what?
Well,
what in God's name is wrong with me?
I'm going to try to make you feel better, Danny, and this is not performative. And I'll probably be dead wrong because history is not on my side with this. But when Dan Campbell took over the Lions were the Jets, right? They'll never make the playoffs, hadn't been in a championship game in 30-something years, hadn't won a playoff game God knows how long, right?
Yep.
And they went 1-15. And Lion fans are like, here we go again. We got the wrong coach.
Remember you said the biting kneecaps?
Yeah, I'm going to bite kneecaps.
Yep.
This guy's a
They all
yo-yo.
made fun
And
of
now
Yep.
they haven't won yet, but they're a perennial playoff team. That's what you got to hope, that eventually at some point they're going to get it right.
It's got to
New
turn.
England Patriots went year. Like the New England Patriots were always the team that you forgot when you listed teams back in the day. I joke with Peter that they put it said Patriots outside the end zone. Like it was a joke. And then they get Parcells and then Belichick and Brady and they win.
And
Saints, people wearing bags on it. The day's going to come. I don't know. It might be after you're dead. It might be after your kids are dead. It might not be in this century. But don't throw the guy away through 4 games, all right?
Well, listen.
Don't do it.
This is what you have to brace for, which is probably why I went into this season with that, just not letting myself get caught up. Dan Campbell's first season, they lost the first 8 games. Then they had a bye week. Their first non-loss was a tie out of the bye week.
Like you dream
a
about.
tie. 16-16. Then they lost 2 more. 0-10-1 until they finally won a damn game. They ended up winning 3 that season. So they won 3 of their last, 7 games?
Yeah.
Or 6 games. So they 3-3 to finish. But that's kind of what you're hoping for, right?
Right.
It looks horrible right now. Think about being 0-10-1.
Yeah.
0-10-1. Like,
And you're thinking it's same old Lions.
They got to
we're never
fire
gonna win.
Dan Campbell. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's crazy.
It's true.
But that's literally what they went through. And if you're willing to buy into, because the next year they went 9-8. So you go 3-3 to finish a god-awful season, and then go 9-8 the next season, hope starts to really build, and then you go 12-5, 15-2.
And it's
and
hard
now
to
you
tell
really
a
believe.
Jet fan to do that.
But
I'm
that's
just
all you
saying,
got.
That's
all
what
you-
the Lion fan was sitting there. No quarterbacks, no win. It was really bad.
You got to ride it out.
And you just have to see. I'm not here to tell you that it's going to be okay. You might ride it out, and it'll be the same thing it's been for the last 50-plus years.
Well, you still got to make good decisions.
But all I know is that a guy that's never been a head coach before, taking over a team that won 5 games last year and got rid of their quarterback, you're not going to turn it around in 4 games. You're not. All right? So you just hope that it gets better, and there's a very good chance it won't. 1-800-919-3776. Big Yankee game coming up at the top of the hour. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg here on ESPN New York.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Now we'll look at the traffic with Jeff Fromm.
All right, guys, thank you much. And the ride at the outbound George just got a little bit tougher. Looks like somebody broke down under the apartments heading for the outbound lower deck, center lane shut. You're jammed off the Cross Bronx. Delays go all the way back to White Plains Road. Heavy on the west side, 50s on up. And the Deegan slam both ways for the Cross Bronx Expressway. Don't forget Yankees first pitch at 6:08 tonight, so delays on the Deegan southbound right to the stadium. Inbound George backs up for about a 5 to 10 minute delay at the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln 20, outbound Holland 30, and a crash in Brooklyn. Eastbound BQE at McGinnis-Humboldt has traffic slammed all the way back down to the Prospect. This report sponsored by ParkWiz. New Yorkers know the hacks, and here's one for parking. ParkWiz, reserve ahead and pay up to 50% less than drive-up rates. With ParkWiz, you can book your parking in advance, skip the hassle of searching, and save every time you park. Smarter parking starts here. Download the ParkWiz app today. I'm Jeff Fromm for 880 ESPN New York.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee. Why do you go to Princeton Longevity Center?
We go to Princeton Longevity Center because my husband's cardiologist told him having this exam saved his life.
Because somehow 20 turned into 40, and now I need to take my health more seriously. The Princeton Longevity Center designed a program to keep me healthy and active, so 50 and 60 will be no sweat.
Because even though my cholesterol is high, it turned out my arteries are clear. That's a big relief.
Whether you want to make the most of your future years or just want peace of mind, you need the Princeton Longevity Center. Their comprehensive preventive exam combines the latest technology with caring experts to create your personal plan for staying well.
Because I shouldn't have to wait an hour for a 10-minute physical. I go to Princeton Longevity Center because I get everything done in one day and take my results home with me.
Find out why you need Princeton Longevity. Call 888-8000-PLC or go to PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. Call 888-8000-PLC. That's 888-8000-PLC.
Hey Yankees fans, hit your next adventure out of the park and onto the water with City Cruises New York. Sail your way to epic skyline views, delicious dining, and premium drinks. Upgrade your game day with a dining cruise, a cocktail sail, or a night with your favorite entertainers aboard City Cruises Live. Whether you're celebrating a win or just the weekend, City Cruises is a shipload of fun. Proud partner of the New York Yankees. Book today at citycruises.com/New York.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installations with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, guys,
It's Tully time.
It's Tully time. Well, Yankees Wildcard Series begins with the Red Sox right after us on 880 at 6 o'clock. Already today, the Tigers beat the Guardians 2-1. Cubs are up on the Padres 3-1. Top of the ninth inning, 2 outs. And it looks to me like the Padres are down to their final 2 strikes. So 6, you got the Yankees in at 9, the Dodgers and the Reds from Chavez Ravine. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. I'll tell you what, both games low scoring, both games real quick.
Oh, it's, by the way, shocking development.
But that's the one thing baseball nailed, is the length of game. Like, that's one thing I'll disagree a bit. Like back in the old days, Yankee Red Sox, sign up for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Listen, they'll be longer than these other games because that's just the way Yankees Red Sox is, but it may not go over 3 hours, especially with 2 really good pitchers on the mound.
Yeah.
You might get a nice, tidy, 220, 230,
and the clock.
2-1 game.
Yeah.
The clock. Again, we give baseball and certainly Manfred a lot of heat, and deservedly so.
Mm-hmm.
No, the clock was
the
it.
clock
is
masterful.
But we said that then, Don. No, we did
we
not
we
push
knew it
back.
gave you a better pace. Absolutely true.
I never push back on the clock.
They've done a tremendous job with that. 1-800-919-3776. Gong Guy in the Berkshires. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. What's going on?
It's all going on.
Mr.
I
Gong.
love the show.
You guys are awesome together. Hey, Alan, what's going on?
What's happening?
Patience with the Jets, my friend. Speaking of religion, the previous regime has nothing to do with this regime. Got a new coach, new quarterback, new system. Patience. Remember, Sean McVay thought that Jared Goff couldn't play. Look at him now.
Yeah.
I like this coach. I think we have a quarterback. I think we nailed the first 2 picks in the draft. These guys, this regime needs to shape the roster.
Wait, you think you have a what?
Yeah.
You think you have a corner? You said you have a cornerback, Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, you lost.
Quarter.
Yeah,
you think you have a quarterback?
You lost me at that one, guy.
What are you seeing?
Absolutely. 2 of the 3 games he played, I thought he was awesome.
Awesome.
Yes.
Gone guy, you are a wonderful and positive man, but I don't know what you're seeing.
300 yards of total offense. Yes, I thought he was great.
Great. This is so.
Yes, great.
If he's great, then what are you seeing these other quarterbacks do on a weekly basis? The actual good quarterbacks.
For that BS offensive pass interference, he has 2 touchdowns.
Well, I think
Gone guy threw underneath almost every ball.
I'm gonna go somewhere in the middle. All right. He has not been awful. You have not found a quarterback, Gone. I mean, he's okay, but are you giving him a contract extension at the end of the year, or are you going to let him ride out till the contract's up and then select another quarterback?
I'm just not after 4 games, but I'm optimistic that this guy's going to have a good season.
I've seen some. I think he's got some legs. He can make some broken plays happen. They don't really attempt to throw the ball downfield. Yes, that was a bogus pass interference call. Would have had a touchdown. He has not been an embarrassment. But I don't think you said we found a quarterback. No, you haven't.
Yeah, that's a
you
crazy
found a stopgap until now. I was with Peter. I thought that maybe they had something with him. He's only 26 years old. You could see by the way they game plan, they don't believe he can throw the ball downfield consistently. You know how I know? Because they hardly ever try. And it's kind of what the Giants did with Dart is kind of what the Jets have done with Fields every week.
If you were watching the Couchcast last night, I was playing a little game of will Fields throw the ball in the air more than 15 yards? And how many times did I say it before it happened? It was, and this is keep in mind in like a 2-minute drill, trying to get the ball down the field. I went from thinking he had something to what I've seen has made me think he could be a nice little backup for you. He's not the guy.
The Jets are 3rd in the league in rushing yards. It's what they do.
That is what they do.
They run the ball. They're not looking to throw the ball.
But by the way,
they're 29th out of 32 teams in passing yards.
But by the way, and they're not high, they're not low in passing yards because they just happen to have a running attack. Their running attack is all they're doing because they know they can't pass.
Right.
Yeah.
And
just
part
to
of
be
it, they
clear.
don't have a lot of weapons.
Yes, that too.
That is true too.
But again, I'm not throwing the kid away.
But he's saying give it time.
Good for him.
And he's been a Jet fan forever.
Yeah.
This is what you have to be. But I'm also saying that through this time, you cannot live game to game. You have to try to find a way. Like poor Danny. He just lives and dies with every week. And it's like at this point right now, Danny, you just have to turn it off and just let it happen almost in the background.
No, Don, you're giving people a fraud pass. When you give it for this season, if someone says, "Hey, this weekend one of my kids has a thing," listen on the radio, man.
I get it, but you want to see how it looks, but you know it's not going to really amount to anything as far as wins because again, you could talk about their 3rd in rushing. It's amounted into an 0-4 start because it's still a passing league, my friends. At some point, you're still going to have to chuck the ball downfield. The whole idea is, all right, suck them into thinking you're going to run, and now let's throw. And when I was watching a Giant game, you could see, like, all right, let's get some play action going here. And he finally did do that a little bit on that final drive to put the game away. But he's a kid, right, making his first NFL start. Fields has been in the league a little while here. I thought they'd open it up a little bit more for him to see what he can do. But, again, it's early. I'm just jumping Gone Guy on we got a quarterback.
Well, go to. Can you mind going to Dave real quick?
Yes, Dave in Staten Island. You're on ESPN New York.
How you doing? It's Vinny for Staten Island.
What's up, baby?
Dave, what are you seeing with the QB? You see something else with Justin Fields that I'm not seeing.
It's Vinny, not Dave.
Okay, well, we got Dave here. Sorry,
buddy.
It's that kind of day. It'll be 6 soon.
Okay. Guys, it's Vinny, not Dave.
Yep.
Yes, we established that. Go ahead.
We got you. What is your point on Justin Fields?
Okay. Right.
It'll be 6 soon.
Justin Fields, my point on Justin Fields is he can throw the ball downfield. It's the coaching that's absolutely terrible, and they're not. Any other team in the league would love to have the Jets running game. They actually got a very good offensive line now as well. They have to try it. They got some decent receivers. Garrett Wilson is a top 10 receiver in the league, and they got other formidable guys. They got Braylon Allen. They got Breece Hall. And another thing is, Aaron Glenn, what kind of defensive guru is he? Is he watching the Dolphins game? Is he watching the tape? Everybody is playing press coverage on their receivers and not letting him throw the quick passes. Tua can't throw the ball more than 25 yards. And this guy, they're playing a soft zone against Tua. I don't understand that. Has he been watching the game?
I don't.
Tua's looked horrible.
Thank you for the call, Vinny.
Dave. He's right. Vinny's right about that. You saw the soft coverage. How many times in the beginning when we were jokingly saying maybe somebody should guard that guy, Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, for sure.
Because he was just doing these little tiny little slants underneath, and they had nobody near him. And then what? He catches the ball, and he can get yak because he's fast as hell. Then when he got hurt and broke whatever he did, he dislocated his knee, then it's all of a sudden it's Jalen Waddle. We forget to guard him. Like that part I'm with.
No. That part I'm not mad at him either.
But don't tell me that Fields has all these weapons receiving wise because his top receiver is obviously Garrett Wilson.
Right.
After that, it's Breece Hall.
So your second leading receiver
is your running back. Because why? Check down. Check down.
So
because nobody can get open.
Nobody's getting.
You got a rookie tight end who's got some promise. By the way, your next highest wide receiver, Tyler Johnson. He has 63 total yards.
So they
don't have enough.
I'm just pushing back also that he knows that Fields can throw the ball down the field. It's all the coaching.
He can. Is it accurate?
Right. Physically, I know he's physically capable of it.
He physically can throw a ball down the field.
Guys,
Again, Garrett caught a touchdown that should have been a touchdown.
He did.
And that was a beautiful throw.
That was a nice ball.
And a spectacular catch.
He also had screens guys that had zero touch on them. That were not balls NFL quarterbacks throw.
Yeah, they were ducks.
You could watch, Don. You've been watching. How long you watching football?
For 40 years. Actually, it's going on 50 since I said that. But 40 years. 40. 1975. It's 50.
You can watch a quarterback do the little things if you've been watching football and tell the kind of guy they are. When you watch Fields week after week, a lot of the basic mechanics and little things he does just don't impress me and make me think he's the guy. So you may be right that they're not scheming the right way for him, but he also has not impressed for the most part yet.
Ask the fans in Chicago.
Well, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt since then.
Yeah, well,
he was young in Chicago.
And Pittsburgh wanted him back.
Pittsburgh
thought he was okay.
So listen, and okay is fine. But you can't make
it's not
the declarative
building the future
statement,
on okay.
We've got a quarterback when your quarterback's okay. 1-800-919-3776, Alan.
Yeah, every aspect of your business, from the most mundane to the most complex, will operate orders of magnitude better and faster when you add artificial intelligence. AI is literally a race to the top. The companies that engage AI first, you'll win. Will that be you, or will it be your competitors? Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Founded by tech powerhouses, Thrive partners with you on a smart and secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Imagine AI solutions working across every part of your business, automating support, powering chatbots, analyzing competitors, even managing billing, collections, and orders. That's just a taste of what Thrive Managed AI can help you achieve. It makes your talented team even better by letting them focus on what they do best. The race to the top will be won by those who engage Thrive Managed AI first. That needs to be you. Go to thrivenextgen.com/ESPN and get started with a complimentary strategy consultation. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
There's nothing the voice in our head obsesses over like our health. But with over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help answer the questions like, why am I so tired all the time? How can I get better sleep? My friend was telling me about magnesium gummies she takes. How do I even know if my heart is work stress affected? It's time to up my cardio. If my mom has something, how would I find out? It's time to get some blood work done. A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. Visit FanDuel.com/Peter to download the FanDuel app today and get started. 21 and over in Findlay, Present New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Cars for Kids, KARS, Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS, Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS, Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team.
Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
Don Hahn Rosenberg with you till 6, and then it's Yankee baseball, Yankees Red Sox. You know, all the Yankee games can be heard here.
Yep.
And then, of course, 10:50 we'll have the other games. 2 finals already in the books with the Tigers and the Cubs taking game 1 later on tonight. And we'll join this game in progress after the Yankee game is over, the Reds and the Dodgers. So this is your home for postseason baseball.
So, yeah, and you mentioned it, so I wrote it down. So the Tigers-Guardians game went 2 hours, 34 minutes.
Okay.
Cubs-Pods, 2 hours, 25 minutes.
How about that?
So that's very tidy. So we'll see if the Yankees can stay. Do you think Yankees-Red Sox can go under 3 hours? First 2 games went 2.5 hours.
It'll be longest of the day, but I bet it could still be under 3.
Because what eats up time? Pitching changes and runs. Well, when you get starting pitching the way that we got starting pitching in these 2 games, you're not changing pitchers, and only a grand total of 6 runs were scored in 2 games.
You got 2 aces.
So you got 2 aces going. If they're dealing, you're not making changes, and the final score is 2-1, yeah, that game might be over by like 8:30. But they start getting to the bullpen around the 6th inning, and you're changing bodies all the time. It's going to be fun, though, I'll tell you that. Let's go to PJ.
I do want you to know, Don, that there's There's leftover delicious chicken bites from Jacob's.
I saw that in the fridge.
Whole tray. I mean, if you want to heat those up.
Tomorrow's lunch,
we
boys.
Can say, you want to do another couch cast?
Yeah,
Not
let's
tonight.
do it.
You want to do a Yankee couch cast?
Tomorrow.
All right. Tomorrow.
All right, PJ, Somerset, you're on ESPN New York. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. I guess I'm a fraud because this is the downward spiral of me as a Jets fan. So first week, excited, ordered my favorite pizza, told my wife, sit down, let's watch the game. Okay, whatever. No moral victories, we lost. Second week, I just sat. I didn't really order food. I just sat, watched the game. Third week, I was like, my wife's like, let's go to Target. All right, fine. I'll watch it on my phone. Fourth week, I just ended up watching the couch cast. I just turned off the game and listened to you guys just talk about the game, which is better than the game.
We love that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, man. We were hoping to create some sort of a diversion, and I think we did.
And one other thing, I remember looking at it had the list of all the starter quarterbacks at the start of the year. 4 former Jets quarterbacks and Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
I would have taken all 4 of those guys now. Aaron Rodgers, Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, even Joe Flacco. All of them. But whatever.
Isn't that amazing?
Isn't
it amazing?
Well, for both teams, right? Like everything that left during the garbage, and all of a sudden these guys find themselves. Right?
And the most recent first-round pick that you took a quarterback is a backup. What does that tell you?
Right.
You did not draft well.
And you know what? How
you did not.
I guess the problem that every Jet fan has, it doesn't change. And I remember when we had Steve Young as a weekly on the K Show, going back to the Rex years, people complaining about the development of Sanchez. And Steve said it then, and this is 15 years ago. The Jets are just not a place where quarterbacks thrive. And he was talking about, because Rex is thinking about defense. It's just not a place, it's just not an atmosphere for a quarterback to grow. And it hasn't changed. No matter what quarterbacks you bring in, no matter what head coaches, general managers, it's just not a place where quarterbacks seem to thrive. Now, Rodgers' injury had everything to do with that, but that was an established quarterback with a pedigree. But every time you try to bring somebody in and hopefully you could develop them, right now it looks like it's not working with Fields. Maybe it will, but God, and then you see quarterbacks go and produce other places because they know how to deal with a quarterback. They know how to make a quarterback good.
Yeah, it is. That's the part that's maddening. And again, Sam Darnold was here. He fell into your lap. You poorly managed him as a player at the beginning of his career. When he started to figure it out, you had a top pick and decided, move on from him. We don't want to pay him. We're going to draft another quarterback. And then you drafted a kid who shouldn't be in the NFL.
Mm.
And now Sam, who you had in your house, is now thriving with another franchise. 2 other franchises since he's left, thriving.
Yeah, and certainly giving you quarterback play that you would long for, and just unfortunately
they love him in Seattle.
Never, and I still believe in my heart the biggest thing that hurt Sam's development was when he got mono.
Of course.
Because he had a great close to his rookie season. Yep. I think he had like the 4th best quarterback rating in the final month of the regular season. Mm-hmm. And then he got mono, and everything just slowed down after that.
And Adam Gase.
Well, obviously.
Add that.
But maybe, just maybe, if he had not gotten mono and he was playing, things might have been a little bit different. You can't rule that out. And listen, it didn't work out immediately in Carolina.
But of all the jetsiest things to happen to a quarterback, isn't mono's top 3.
I mean, Rodgers may be the number 1 Hall of Fame.
Well,
with a bullet,
3 plays in,
with running with the American flag. The whole thing is I think the number 1 most jetsiest moment in history. Don, top 5.
Top 5, like butt fumble.
Have you done top 5 jetsiest moments?
Well, that would be like
there's Bubby Brister handing it off to the wrong person, leading to a touchdown.
But the thing is the reason the butt fumble resonates is because you never saw anything like that before. Guys tear their Achilles, right? It just happens. So it was bad. Figured it happened to the Jets on the 4th play.
Yeah.
But you see that. You don't see guys run into their own offensive lineman's butt
on Thanksgiving.
You don't see quarterbacks get mono.
Yeah.
Not often.
COVID, recently, sure. That makes sense.
Sure. We'll accept that answer.
But tear something, pull something, break something, sure.
Yeah.
Mono.
Yeah.
The kissing disease.
It's not common. You know what we need? We need a good hand, foot, and mouth.
That's missing. That's the next
we had
one?
a baseball one.
Because again, the other team, the Jets adjacent, the Mets,
they had one.
Well, yeah, they had what's his name? Syndergaard.
Hey, Syndergaard had a hand, foot, and mouth. Yep.
What's the other thing for Coxsackie?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what they call it.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Yeah,
awkward to say.
I got it from I think it was Marco.
Hard to
when he
type.
was
Really?
Yeah. So my hand. It was,
that's just tough.
Yeah, the Sacky.
Not good.
And just can we the names right?
Right.
It's Coxsackie.
Why do you got to call it that?
Who needed that?
Who's the guy it was named after?
I don't know.
Who sat there going, we got this disease, we got to call it something. I know what we'll call it. And everybody just nodded along. Yeah, it's a good name.
What joke is isn't there a city on the way to Albany?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that
yeah. Coxsackie.
Dave in Mount Vernon, you're on ESPN New York. Hi, Dave.
What a day.
Hey, guys. How we doing today?
Good. Very good, man.
Good. So the two segments I absolutely love. The first one, you're talking about the divisional structure, and Hahn was talking about how he wants to get rid of the divisions. But my question is, with teams like the Jets, who have been so far from being competitive, by eliminating the divisions, you do a couple of things. The first thing you do is you minimize the local rivalries, which may make a fan of the Jets or even like the Giants excited about games during the season. The second part is you end up with the best teams at the end, which may be geographically in the same area. So you don't get like a L.A., New York World Series like you did last year.
I get it,
and
Dave,
the biggest,
I get it. Oh, all right, good. The biggest one is what? Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, the biggest one is for teams that don't win often. Like, I'm a Philly fan. We celebrated division championships and put up a banner. If you go to Citi Field, they have the pennants up from like
but you could still win your division. I just don't think you have to put as much value on it.
And all I want to say quickly is what Dave was suggesting is, well, you might get all teams in the same area regionally. I want the best teams playing for the championship. Yes. I don't care where they're from.
Yeah, I feel you.
I just wish it was different, but it's not. So
I wish you loved the sport like I do.
All right, Yankees, yes or no tonight?
Yes.
Fried, big performance from Fried.
I'm going to give. How about this?
Got to get this one.
Big Judge performance tonight.
Man, well, this is his time. The wild card round. He has been good. So all the games right here. Coming up next, it's the Yankees and the Red Sox game 1. We'll break it all down for you tomorrow at 3:00 right here on ESPN New York.
Friends, it's football season. The best time of